get what another 6 years, where you can compare the 12 years to understand, and you compare our 12 years. You will see that we're not just bearing role, because they can't go in and say that rescue team, but I'm glad that the young men said that they are resting.
You don't have any United Party teacher? Because you need a mix. Anyway, I understand.
Yeah, you had
Now me, why?
So, join that girl for the day, right?
Somebody coming online. That boy is sending it.
I think he's sending the link already.
Yeah.
You can't, right? You see, you come or see.
Yeah. When he can't get for him.
What is it?
The market.
Let's try to live with me. You're talking, I was talking, I think me there.
I want to say she's stubborn.
You are not already doing that.
What is your secret? What is it?
No, I will check the lab.
Everything on email. What are you talking about?
I already knew there are some bosses that are going there.
Wọn kò ní lè sí àsìkò yìí nílé pálí tí ń sọ ní ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn òbí.
Hey, hey.
Náà tẹ yú.
You are down with the
Tìbí dáhùn ní ìlú tábà. Tìbí tẹ ò tábà. Tìbí dáhùn ìbọn ó lè pèsè. Tẹ̀sán lè pè títẹ̀ ìlú dídè.
Oya. Our Christian African soldier. African soldiers to fight for freedom. Our Christian African soldiers now. African soldiers to fight for freedom. Some are dead and some are living. Those that are dead are still fighting on. Those that are living are still fighting. Chaka Zulu, African soldier. Listen, let's say African soldier. Nambia Chikiwe, African soldier. Kwame Nkrumah, African soldier. Jomo Kenyatta, African soldier. Patrice Lumumba, African soldier. Marcus Garvey, African soldier. African soldier, show your power. Oh. Show your power, free your people now. Your people. Now. Economic hazard. Save your people from political nonsense. Save your people from economic rubbish. Oh, save your people. Attention, African soldiers. Silence, we're still calling African soldiers. African soldiers to fight for freedom. But my only African soldiers.
Good morning and welcome to this show this morning. This is Voice of Liberia 104.1. My name is Grace Williams Joshua. And today we will be running you through the latest happenings of Liberia. We have our colleague here with us. He will better introduce himself. Ben?
Yes, Grace. Grace, Grace, good morning to you. And good morning to the thousands of people tuning into Voice of Liberia. And on this program, Good Morning Liberia. Today is the 7th of January 2026. And we're grateful to God for keeping us alive, keeping us healthy. It's good to be here on the show. And I want to say welcome to everyone who tuned in to know about what's happening in Liberia. Those of you watching us from outside Liberia, those of you following us from the 15 political subdivision, we're glad to be on the biggest radio station in the country.
Okay, that is Ben. This is where our dear meet impact. This show is here to bring to you exactly what unfold that you don't know, that you don't see, that you don't hear. We dig out all of these happenings in the back and bring it to your table. This morning we'll be driving you through a lot of talking points. Or we're expecting Samira to be here shortly, and there are a lot of things we have queued on our docket this morning, and Ben will run us through one or two of them as we bring you the in-depth later. Ben, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Grace. Thank you, Grace. Grace, it's so unfortunate that Liberia is in the hands of regime operators. What we have in Liberia currently is not a government, it's not administration, but it is a regime. The regime are people who they are a bunch of kleptocrats and authoritarian leaders who come together, weaponize the system without transparency and accountability at their will and pleasure. So there are a few things that happened during the course of yesterday and quite recently. We are, first of all, internationally, we saw Louis Brown position putting sting on Liberia U.S. position. As part of the housekeeping, I just want to throw light on that. Louis Brown, Liberia, and America have a very strong relationship. And when a man who was allegedly arrested for drug trafficking, I'm talking about the Venezuelan deposed president arrested for drug trafficking, a man who apprehended and maltreated his citizens, the U.S. government went for him and he's before the U.S. federal court in New York. We listened to Louis Brown, the government, the Bouacar regime representative at the UN, criticized, condemned the United States government action, and stood with the alleged drug trafficker in nucleus, the deposed Venezuelan president. That is a mess on Liberia-U.S. relations. Now, that is not the only troubling thing. That one is on the geopolitical aspect, global political scene. Our Louis Brown mess up Liberia U.S. relation on the international scene. But what is more troubling? The security sector, especially the Drug Enforcement Agency, that arm is responsible to fight drug and other harmful substances in the country. DEA cracked down on the perpetrators, those smuggling the drugs, and the victims, those consuming the drugs. Now, under our law, a man is innocent until he's proven beyond all reasonable doubt at the court of competence jurisdiction. On yesterday, we saw a video circulating social media where a DEA officer abused. We saw him slapping a woman using extra force. That was a serious abuse of the woman. In fact, the woman was not resisting. She didn't put up a fight with the DA, but the DA behaved very arrogant. That was inhuman. But again, this is where we find ourselves. Yeah, they're not a government. They're not an administration. They are a regime. Another thing, again, we've seen, that is very embarrassing for the country's image. Rachel Kuhn. Rachel Kuhn is said to be the legal wife of his biological sister, Cecilia Kuhn, as it has been reported. Now, Cecilia Kuhn have taken a lawsuit against Mandela Cooper. Mandela Cooper for publicly displaying romantic relationship with her legally wedded husband, Richard Kuhn. These are the issues we have on the plate, and this is something embarrassing. We also listen to the Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala, a man who is on record on countless occasions for saying that His Excellency George Manning Weah, the former president of Liberia, is the man behind his political sources. This is something Fala have said always from the playing field, going as far as in Lofa and other parts of the country. Fala is on record for saying that it is George Weah who gave him the political permanence, who supported him to be whoever he is today. We listen to Fala on ELBC, where he pledged support for Bouacar, and some statements were made. So those are some of the issues we have on the plate to talk about this morning, and other national issues, from the angle of the team. So quickly, these are things I want to run us through precisely. And another thing I want to bring to your attention, Grace. Grace, the Unity Party regime, they campaign in their arrest agenda. They said they were going to do agriculture, support agriculture because Joseph Boakai himself, the agriculture man. Even though he said I ain't plan, no people to show that one. Boakai saying agriculture man. Now let me tell you this shocking news. It will shock you to know that the Ministry of Agriculture budget, it dropped from $13.3 million in 2025. The budget was $13.3 million. Now, that budget, they have slashed that budget. It is $9.5 million. So the agricultural sector, that should be the breadbasket of the country, they slashed the budget for the Ministry of Agriculture from $13.3 million to $9.5 million. So the agriculture sector budget and the EPS budget now is the scene under Joseph Boakai. These are the people who said they came to rescue. That's what I have from a plate here, Grace.
Okay, I think we have so many things cooking this morning. So I would like to start firstly with that of Louis Brown issue. Looking at the fact that Louis Brown was recently sent to the U.S. Security Council on a seat to represent Liberia. When it comes to diplomatic tie and how you handle international workings, you should take into consideration that you are representing right now. He spoke on behalf of three permanent country. Louis Brown's statement was directly to the United Nations, and this is what caught my attention in his statement. For me, if you look at the Venezuela crisis and that of the U.S., we have several things that they are talking over, right? The first thing is the respect for sovereignty and constitutional order. That is why you see America and Venezuela having issue, right? And the whole thing here is he, Louis Brown, is saying that his statement should carefully balance the diplomatic tie, and either it endorses the U.S. military action or it is against the U.S. military action. And we clearly saw that it was against the U.S. military action. If you are going out there, you know fully well that Liberia have a strong stand with the U.S. So from a diplomatic standpoint, if you want to give your point of view or you want to give your stand as a nation, Liberia has always been neutral. Liberia has always been neutral in most of the dealings with China, with that of the US and all of international community. Because mind you, Liberia is a partner or friend to almost all of those international community, and you don't want to blacklist any of your developments. You don't want to do that. You just don't want to do that. So if you are now coming up publicly to, let's just say, bite some hands that have been feeding you, don't you think you are putting the country into a further dispute? Because recently, I think yesterday, we saw the U.S. president, after that statement, we saw the U.S. president coming out to name countries that have been receiving free aid in the U.S. for food and other things. Liberia was like around 48% of those people. All of the time, we never saw Donald Trump talking about these things. So if you are coming up at this time, why the U.S. is trying to protect her own boundaries, trying to protect her citizens, because from what we saw Trump administration saying towards the Venezuelan people is that he was trying to bring order and system to limit the way drugs were flying into that country, right? So this is a specific point I want us to look at, Liberia position from Louis Brown. He said, Liberia's position is generally aligned with the international law and multilateral diplomacy, not unilateral action, even when U.S. policy are debated in multilateral setting. What do Trump want from Venezuela? Trump wants a lot of things. He wants diplomacy to be, democracy to be respected, one, according to him, Trump. He wanted to stop the trafficking of drug. Two, and another thing Trump said that I myself, on the other hand, I may not be in support of, is the fact that you are not buying the Americanization idea, which of course not everybody will buy. But mind you, Liberia don't have problem with the U.S. Liberia has been in a good standing with the U.S. Everything is going on course. Everything is going smooth. Now, you being recently called to a non-permanent seat representing Liberia. Guys, don't you think that Louis Brown was too fast? Or can I say he did not consult people he was to consult before coming out with that statement? That is up to you to decide. But for me, from my standpoint, I think there are some things when it comes to diplomacy, you take time to address. Because now Donald Trump coming up, I think 2 days ago also, I followed the U.S. CNN also. There's one Liberian that was arrested by ICE and is being processed for a deportation. There are a lot of things going on right now in the U.S. So if you know your citizens are over there, your country, most of the people in Liberia depend. Okay, Samurai is here. She's already here. Most of your people depend on the U.S. for day-to-day support. How do you now term the fact that you are publicly sending up a statement that may implicate Liberia. So before we continue with this discussion, let's go over to Samira. She will better take us from there. Okay, Samira, you're welcome.
Good morning to you, Grace, and let me say good morning to Ben. It's
Good
great to
morning,
be here.
Samira.
Okay, thanks to you guys for carrying it on. But let me say welcome to my Liberian people. This is where we converge each and every morning to talk about issues, and of course, these are issues that matters to you. But Grace, let's keep the ball rolling. I'm just coming in.
Okay.
There's a famous saying that whenever you enter church late, you can't raise a song. Yeah, so we will have to end on this note. I'll be able to give one take and then we move forward. So, like you were saying,
We're
Okay.
we're on the Louis Brown. We're on the Louis Brown statement, and then Grace are waiting her analysis on that.
go ahead.
Okay. So, like I was saying, you can't look at the hand that feed you for years and just automatically try to draw your hand from that lion mouth. America right now is on a stage that if it's like almost a business. If you don't support me, I don't support you. You can't you can't follow what I want. I get you out of the way. We are seeing it from the end of Nigeria, what Donald Trump has been pushing on the Nigerian. And we saw what happened Christmas Day. Now Liberia have her ball playing well. She have got her non-permanent seat. You, Louis Brown, just go and represent the country. Right? If Liberia has been coming up publicly with a stand, then you will say, okay, I'm speaking because the country is against the US. I'm speaking because the country is for the US. But Liberia has always been neutral when it comes to, because you all in Venezuela, you're not just all in Venezuela, you all in China, you all in Russia, and all of the other international countries that we all know are supporting Venezuela. You saying openly that you condemn what the US did. My point here is, have you thought about the life that were lost in Venezuela as well? People that have been exposed to drugs and other things. So we should look at all of those things before coming up as a country. I know you are on a non-permanent seat, but mind you are still exposed. You are still begging. You still need support. You still need guidance. So you should know how to put up your statement as a diplomat. So Louis Brown, the public is up to you for you to look at that as well. But I'm saying I think he was too harsh and fast in what he said. So Samira, that's what I have on the Louis Brown, and there are also other things that Ben talked about. I don't know if we just go into it or you have.
Yeah, so basically, this issue that has to do with Louis Brown, excuse me, and his statement. Like you said, it is something that they should have taken a critical look at before issuing a statement, right? As much as you want to come up and say what the US did to Venezuela, what Trump did to Venezuela was not right, and blah blah blah, you should know as a country where you stand, because like you said, you cannot be biting the hands that feed you, right? So the thing here is, as much as Liberia want to make their own take, we want to come up and say, oh, this shouldn't have been done and blah blah blah, they should know that I can refer to this place as Second America,
Of course.
right? As much as those of the people who supposed to transform our country, they are not doing such, because definitely America will not come and try to pour food in people's mouth.
No.
They have been doing their best, to help Liberians, right? This land, it was where the Americans bought for the free slaves so that they'd be able to come here. So I always ask the question, where is Liberia deal? You don't even know where
Maybe it's in the
it's in the
US.
archive. If you go there, it's there. Maybe the real one is still in the US. So these are the people, as much as Trump will go ahead and do such things, leadership, every 4 years, they come up with another leadership and blah, blah, blah. But Liberians should understand, and Louis Brown should understand, that if he had nothing to say, he could have just said nothing about it.
Yeah.
Nobody was going to beat him down and say, you're supposed to say this. ECOWAS did a release, and Liberia has members in the parliament. So I think when I saw the release, I said, yeah, that is okay. It's about it, that did the release. This is okay. But you coming up and saying such thing, you have not yet arrived, right? Even the MCC challenge that you talked about, is something that there are a lot of processes to it. We are not even completed. The assurance is not there that, oh yes, you will get it here.
Of course.
We are still going through the process.
Yeah.
So I think that should have been, some thinking, and to be able to look into it before issuing a statement. I think, if there should have been a statement issue, it should have been done the right way. But the statement from Louis was really strong, a very strong
Yeah.
statement.
And I just like the part you said, Samra. He also came down to the end and said he want a basic, peaceful law and dialogue oriented solution. So while Liberia couldn't jump over and condemn this and just come to, okay, I'm recommending a dialogue oriented solution or peaceful solution, then to come and say, my man, the thing what you do or bad before you come out and say, my man, let's do dialogue.
Yeah.
So that's for Louis Brown. And Ben talked about something else this morning that we're supposed to look at.
Okay.
That of
In passing.
Yeah, the LDEA.
Okay, trending issues.
Yeah, the LDEA recent behavior towards the lady accused of being a distributor of substance and how she was handled. People say we always support women, we are women oriented, we want to stand by women. But mind you, let us look at the acts that created the LDEA. Why they were created. Every security angle of Liberia were created to protect Liberian. You can be fighting drugs and inflicting pain or torture on another person. There is nowhere in the act that created the LDEA say you should beat a person, especially openly and naked them. No. There's nowhere that is written. So you, as an officer, before you take on that uniform, you already know your code of conduct, what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to govern yourself. I watched that video, Samara. I was like, in case that me in this video. Sometimes you will just find yourself in some situation. Let's just be honest. Most of the people, they maybe sometimes catch in the ghetto or catch at a spot where drugs is being transacted. Some of them are not even in the know. Some of them may not even, I'm not saying that lady was wrong. No. I'm very careful about that. But some people are not actually wrong. But once you find yourself to that spot where DA reign, just know that whether you were part of ill, you're not part of ill, you don't fall.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they handle that lady, and even her friend woman slapping behind your friend woman head. That's bad. Trust me. We condemn police brutality, but LDEA is no different from the same act that created the police. It's the same act that created LDEA. LDEA, if you go in raid, please take into consideration you are also there to protect lives and property. The reason you raid this drug addict is because you don't want them to die untimely. You don't want them to pollute the society. You don't want them to serve as a deterrent or serve as a problem to the community. You're trying to create deterrent. But the fact here that you will be beating those same people, and Samara, I don't agree with that one.
That way, I like the part that you said, Samara. I agree with that one.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's hear Ben on this. Ben, let's hear you, and then I will be able to give my take.
Okay, I'm getting some. Okay, all right, it's okay here. So basically, Samira, like I told Grace, the function of the security sector in the country, the different branches, uh, they all have one thing in common. Whether it is the armed forces of Liberia protecting our territorial integrity, whether it is the police protecting lives and properties, whether it is immigration dealing with aliens and entry and exit to our country, we all understand that there is one fundamental function and responsibility of the security sector.
Yes, so you're coming in very bad, Ben.
Yeah, I don't know. Network issue over there, but
Yeah, you're coming in bad. So I don't know. Do you have earpiece connected, or it is the internet issue? Are you there? Okay. Now, till we get this fixed, let us be able to move on till we get it fixed. Okay. Let us be able to move on till we get it fixed. The issue about the LDA and the lady that was being mistreated is something that we followed. And LDA issue, it is not, the first time for such to happen, Grace.
Mhm.
The last time I checked, these people went to raid a ghetto. And at the end of the day, somebody was shot dead. Now, it said that if you're running behind the victims, because I refer to them as the victims, those who take in the drug, they are the victims. If you are running behind the victims, should you be able to shoot them? Certainly no, but they did.
Yeah.
This is not the first time. And I would say that this is not strange or surprising to me because it might hurt some of you, but under this regime, the security sector, it is not doing its best. Instead of the security sector protecting life and properties, they are the ones even harming people. So this is not strange. It's just another incident again. I mean, and then the LDA came up saying that they disrupt the Solomon man and blah blah blah. I'm going to read out their release. You know how many people you have been dismissing since this government? This is the 10th year. If this other person did this, you go ahead and say we disrupt this person. So instead that you people are telling Liberians that that those of the people that work within the security sector, they do not know their job. They are not professional people. They cannot read through the ethics. You people cannot have workshop to tell them what they are to do and what they are not to do. Because that is how it looks, Grace. If I come and sit on this radio, yeah, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, meaning the ethics of journalism, I don't know about it. That is just it. So if these people are not qualified, that is how I'm going to place it because of their actions. Then why, accept them or why keep them in the force? Because this thing is not just about the LTA, it's also about the okay, let me see. It's also about the Liberia National Police. It is not just about the LDA. So this is not surprising. This is not strange. This is something that have been happening. The LDA people have shot somebody dead before. The Liberia National Police, Gregory, went to hold people for to beg them and tell them sorry and all of that. These officers within the LDA, they should know that those of the people, the ghettos that they go to raid, these people are the victims. That's what the drug law says. Why you can't tell the people who can be bringing in the drugs in the country and be putting slap in the ears like that? If you catch the dealers, why you can't slap them? The lady that was caught at the airport with drugs at our international airport, why you did not put slap in your ears? Why you did not record her? Why it is the victim that you want to exercise that strength over? As much as this person is taking drugs allegedly, you have no responsibility to be slapping the person, especially wherein that lady was not refusing arrest. She was not fighting you. She wasn't refusing arrest. She was not being violent. But some of you take your own behavior that been in here from your small town and you try to exercise it on people that you people don't even know. How can you be an officer within the LDA? You went to raid a place or arrest people who are taking in drugs, and then you start slapping the person as if to say the person that your wife or that your girlfriend, or you get some kind of connection to the person, and the thing hurting you by way. If it hurting you, at that point in time, you should know that let's take it for this case where maybe that a relative. At that time, you should know that you have your professional garments on. That is why you should know. And these things that are coming up, what you see, they are just being exposed. These are the ones that we can see on camera. Think about the ones that we cannot see. Let's be real, Grace. These are the ones that camera can capture. Do you know the ones that camera cannot capture? You do not. So it's so sad that we continue to fight against drug in this country different kinds of drugs continue to enter our country. And at the end of the day, the victims are the ones that the LDA keeps going across. When they go there, they're acting as if to say they are working. What kind of work you doing? We can see the people that are bringing the drugs in the country. Then you say you're working? The LDA, do you know how many persons that have been changed from that place? The first person went there, they took them. The second person, when you people were already working, there have been changes made there. LTA boss confirmed that there are people in government who are bringing in drugs into this country. What was done about it? What did the president say about it? By the end of the day, the president will tell Liberian people, say, I come on taking my drug test. How does it help the drug issue? You taking your drug test, how is this helping the drug issue? Drugs coming in on a daily basis, you get cocaine, you get kush, you get spark and die, you get the other one, they call it solar plates, all kinds of drugs entering the country. You people are finding ways and means to see as to how you can be able to eradicate drugs, put in measures. You ain't get no plan, no agenda to the LTE, you're putting slap in people's ear. No agenda you get to that LTE there. To say this is our plan, this is it. You ain't get anything. Like Brenda was saying, you get fwing. But if you see the people, you'll be slapping the victims then. As much as that lady is taking in drugs, you have no right to stop her. That's not what your responsibility says. Moreover, this lady is not rejecting arrest. She's not being violent. But so you tell your personal issue, then just bring it to the common people that were arrested. That's the reason why you see, Grace, majority of the Liberian people, they don't have any respect for the officers that you're seeing in the street. You see Texas child talking to one officer foolish way because of the way they themselves, they present themselves.
Yeah.
So if that lady could have taken right and beat her on the officer here, and then somebody will say, oh, they were more wrong than me. But the male was right for slapping the lady. The way you approach issue, you people have your ethics. The way you should go about to arrest people, you know about it. It should not be done violently. If this person is being violent, there are ways, there are stages for you to be able to, arrest them. They say the person taking drugs, they say the person get blood in there. You know how many people who were taking drugs, they have changed today, they have become somebody better. So you people are not even helping. You are not helping.
Not at all.
There's no rehabilitation center for the people across the country like that. We see it like that. The whole time you see arrest. You have to be the people that bring in your trust. Who tell you say LTE people? You know the people that are bringing in your trust. They will reach out and say, "Mama, you clear the way." Let the person go. They would never go by that person. But they want to make it as if to say they are really working within the trust enforcement place.
Yeah, and just to add to what Samara said, I think LDA is very selective when it comes to the justice system in this country. They choose who to prosecute, and that's very bad. Not because the person get money, the person get power, the person in
They just
position.
do anything to them.
Then you just choose to destroy that person because you saw them doing something that you feel is wrong.
Even some of the people that some of them they get dealing with these drugs or dealers now, they can get them money. Then when they put it out of the city,
They free them. Why can't you go for those people that are really bringing in the drugs? Like, for instance, there was a tip that the Ghanaians on a various sea that go Ghana and back and forth. I don't have any regulation. They are the main importer of drugs. You people were told all of those sea area, the seaport area where the Ghanaians have that fishing boat, they say most of them transport drugs. That information came all LTE. You don't do anything about it till now. We're still waiting to catch one person for no very round with drugs. We've got whole horse foot with drugs.
Let them go up issue.
You don't prosecute those people.
But let me weigh in. Let me weigh.
You know what it means for someone to bring drug through your international
Airport.
Imagine
the woman just disappeared.
She's sick and that. Your international airport.
You go to TJ Blue District.
You know what it's doing, but let's hear you, Ben. Let's hear.
Yeah, Ben. Ben already said a lot about that, but he can also go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to bring a point to you. You know, you were talking about the selective approach on the drug fight, and I want to bring something to your attention. 480 cartons of tramadol was confiscated in the vehicle of George B. Kalondo. Who is George B. Kalondo? Kalondo is a permanent businessman and a protege of Joseph Human Boakai. To this date, nothing has been said to the Liberian people about the 480 cartons of tramadol. Kalondo is walking up and down Broad Street as a free man. As a free man. Nothing has been done. And these things are documented. The last time a close associate, an employee of Jeremiah Kuhn in the office of the vice president, was caught again with drugs. The other time we checked, an operative of Tantan Boakai, a guy who stood, took a picture with Joseph Boakai and posted the picture on Facebook, a prominent guy, was caught with drugs valued at about 200 plus thousand US dollars. All of those people are close associates to Joseph Boakai, his children, the vice president of the country, all of them. Nothing has been said. So going after that poor woman and beating on her, slapping her ears, I will say this to you. The precedent set by the Liberian National Police when they started by shooting and killing peaceful protesters in King George, Grand Cape, County. When the DA shot a teenager, the high school boy who was shot and killed in the rehab community in Pinsville. All of those things are well documented. And so the DA too is learning today. Before Boakai came to power, we saw the late Joshua Bar being killed. We saw Momo Taylor being killed. And so most of the people now in the security sector, Gregory Kumo, the DA, they all believe that the best way you can get approval perhaps from Joe Boakai in the regime is to be violent, crack down on the citizens, use the DA, beat on people. We saw, and the DA is not the only thing. We see how women have been dragged. In real life, we see how they've learned from the police, they've learned from the DA violence. A pregnant woman was beaten by the PCC police officers. This is totally wrong. This is totally wrong, and this is where we call on the Liberian people to stand up. We flag this to our international partners, the American, the European Union, to stand up, because when the citizens are victims of the people who should be protecting them, those who are paying, those that are putting guns to provide security, when they turn against the citizens, then of course the citizens have no option but to stand up for themselves. And we don't want to see that happening in Liberia. We want the government, the regime to be responsible to act accordingly. That thing is very dehumanizing, and it has painted an ugly image it has painted a very ugly image on the country. I just wanted to weigh in on that point on the DA.
Okay, thank you.
And Samuel, during the election, now someone probably said that people made for just being in the country.
Okay. Okay. So the thing about drug, and you know that the problem here is this drug thing, it was associated with the former president. That was how the Unity Party folks made it to look like that drugs were bringing the drugs in the country.
In fact, you know what they were producing it.
They started the Jamaica research there, according to them. So now that you have taken over, George Weah is no longer the president. How far with this drug issue?
You know what they can say now? They say all the people George Weah recruited the DA, that the people. So some the people now, that's the issue. That man point again. What they can say?
So what happened to your own DA boss that you've been changing? The LTA bosses, Boakai have been appointing.
Get rid of the whole batch of LTA officers. Recruit.
Let me tell you something, right, Grace? These people, they're not serious-minded people. We got to talk because we want to see the kind of Liberia we want.
When you lie, the first time you have to lie, the second time
they're not serious. These people are not serious. They're drug thing. They're people in serious for one with the drug thing. The drug continue to come into the country. The youth, they are falling on a daily basis. The people ain't doing anything about it. Once Boakai is taking a drug test, he's done with it.
So why a drug test? Why you got to do it? The boy king great at getting her.
Thank you. we will create rehabilitation centers. How many rehabilitation centers?
Maybe that the one they don't get and Jojo get.
Imagine no vision about the whole drug thing. And it's sad that the drug thing continues to grow within our society as much as the people want to, because let's be real, Grace and Ben, the Liberian people, they are tired of this drug thing. You know how many mothers have their sons and daughters out there? How many people have their sisters, brothers out there who are affected with the thing? You saw the drug march, how huge it was under that ring that day. It tells you that the Liberian people are resolved to fight drug. But what the government doing?
When the government took over first, they were doing well when it came to the whole. I know because they were new.
Not because they were brains in it, Grace.
Everything just changed.
The drug, we are regime. They had certain drug out in town, right? Just like regime. You want
that's fucking kill.
You want add onto it. So they just started with that, morale thing. They go around.
The zombie drug was on Earth on Waka. AB Chroma announced zombie drug on Joseph Waka. The
Yes,
zombie drug.
Yeah.
but there are people working that they know about, that they are even know about, but they cannot touch them.
Then why you came with promises that will fight drugs? In
Because
fact, I know the people that bringing the drugs in the country. That was the campaign promise.
Because
How far we need to start playing some of those
he,
teachers
he,
to remind
he
those
himself,
people.
he wanted to be rescued. Look at the fence near Boaka place, the Boaka son place.
They play that
Do
whole
you
way
know
up,
that
man.
they had a no stress there? The no stress pen of power people used to see is that as soon as Boaka won the presidency,
They see it
they
up.
carry up concrete way up that you cannot even see inside. So instead that Liberians should say that Joseph Boaka's son doing just in a
People
place.
getting
No.
how that there is no way to
They still
sugarcoat.
follow what
There is no
America
way to
is.
sugarcoat it. Let me tell you all. There is no way to sugarcoat it. I challenge anybody who can go to chill at and no stress to say they can smell opium scent there. People get high right in that place. When you
And
the
we
opium
everything
scent, people they see opium, they go to Bugger Raw for the leak. I don't know who had it. 480 carton of trauma. I smell opium scent can be in that no stress. Well, Tata can smoke opium. Everybody knows that Tata can smoke opium. That one, not a secret. But I mean, that one,
I believe them.
no,
You say, Babe,
that secret. Tata
they
can
will look
smoke
at you
opium.
that small. You know, what kind of attitude?
No secret for that. Secret
You
for
know,
that.
so the thing is, if this government is actually serious about the fight against drug, we will see it. Because one of the things that I can say is, it's not just about talking and talking. It's about
Telling
the
you,
action.
my sister.
You just did and just talk, and we're not seeing any action.
People quite to labor people are you
How
don't
is
want the
it?
government to progress.
How is it?
Like
If
people
you're
for that for you,
president,
they want them to
everybody has
progress.
issue. Oh, Joshua the president, Joshua get entertainment center around your house and blah blah. Oh, the entertainment center in Joseph Baga house is just red to neighbor.
They tell the whole country they give it to you. The same thing you are against. Change it now. You can't change it.
But I think we have to go to the phone lines on this drug issue. Let's be able to get a few Liberians on it. And the lady that was being mistreated by that officer. Here is the release from the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. This is the release. This is what they had to say concerning that particular issue. It's what they had to say concerning it. And we are here debunking it. They fight that they will go ahead, officers will go ahead and do such. Meaning they even do more. But it's because we cannot see them, right? It says for immediate release, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, LDA, condemns in the strongest possible terms the actions of two LDA officers identified as Solomon Bondo and Fit Willie. Okay, and Fit Willie, seen assaulting a female suspect. Such conduct is completely unacceptable and in direct violation of the agency's code of conduct, which strictly prohibits assault, abuse, and inhuman treatment of any person. The officers involved have been immediately disrupted and turned over to the board of internal inquiry and professional standards for investigation and appropriate disciplinary action. The LDA distances itself from this misconduct and warns all officers against abusing the authority entrusted them to serve and protect the public. Any officer found engaging in such act will face the full weight of the law. There is absolutely no room for abuse of power within the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. What they did it is
now like you said, like bro, get fun law.
Oh, but how to stay back there?
The implementation is very poor.
It's very, very, very much.
When you hear the minute talking, you say, "Oh, our problem solved." But go to the real scene, then you will know. Somebody calling on the phone the last time, man, that concern what? Can you imagine?
Do you remember the incident with this man, where his relative, and then he called the people?
Yeah.
The people say, "Hey, you know your boss, release
her." Can you imagine?
But let us go to the phone lines, okay? 0773-419-502, 0773-419-502. 0555-184711, 0555-184711. These are the numbers for those of you in the counters. Those of you of Monrovia, Lone Star, and Orange subscribers, 0773-978-564, 0880-907-907. Let's take a few calls and then we announce the numbers again. Good morning. Morning.
I'm T1P Willie. I join you from Sokoto District 4. I want to say thank you this morning for your splendid deliberation on two key issues. And you know, the final one is what I'm coming with first. For just added, I don't want anybody to know this. That was taken to Lebanon to be, for that judge to be flushed out of him. They know that. So how can a man who is son is unjust, he telling you he will do this to judge, he will do that to judge, and you believe it? He did not even stop. He could not even help his son from being a judge at it. He came and told us that look, judge going to be like a national emergency, health national emergency. When you declare emergency, you are going to, go out the army and resources and fight. What the Russians doing? We want to take justice and it was finished. We also have a chairman for me in a job in a DA. The man said, some government official are involved with just being. What they did, instead of making them when they feel like it's one official, they start getting them a job. Figuring to you and myself that this just thing, their own man is interested in a lot of action. Like for instance, Dominic Molu was collected with jobs, and Dominic Molu having to be associated with the president's son. So the thing is just clear. This president is not interested in fighting jobs. All of them are just doing it for the camera, for the optics. I want to do it for. And let me just zero in on the issue with Garcia, Luis Brown. Louis Brown I did agree with his government on many occasions. But when it comes to do with the issue of Louis Brown, I will 100% agree with him. The American government should be condemned for their action. There is not an imperial age. We might live in an empire like here that someone will think themselves to be the king of the world.
Okay, thank you. You want to take this call?
Good morning. Your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, that person left the line. This person.
Good morning. Your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning to you. Good morning to you and your crew. My year is about to be very money I'm only considering the fact that. Well, the right thing, my friend have been going to the issue of our representative to the United Nations of East Brown. This was the thing environment he called for that global president. We call him. I don't know why this Brown did not know that America each year when you play with him. But he is not in America that what he did. Sooner or later, they will call him out of that law because the issue is that he kept playing American interest. But this is not the first time America are taking somebody from their country. America did 1987 when they first come and married out for Panama. Because of the same drug issue. That time you have people for drug, then somebody arrested somebody, this is drug, and you say that he's from respect. So, these brother embarrassing the government, but this government will never pay action because he's very embarrassment. That's the kind of person that was the kind of people that are leading the country. But Louis Brown, if I were the president, I would call Louis Brown back to come in that period. Because if you know me, well, I'm not sure American men hey, I like as soon as they get somebody opportunity to get their own English, not that problem is all. We got to live up fun, but I think not to that point.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, you said like we're finished. Thank you.
Okay, so let us announce the numbers again. Those of you who did not get the numbers, but take this call first. Okay, this person left the line. The numbers are those of you in the counters 0773 419502 0555 184711. In Monrovia 0773 978 564 0880 907.
Good morning. Please lower your radio. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
I'm from Oru.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, just last all the men are serious to fight drugs. On your way when in power, they said we're only hearing about Kush. But today we get Tramadol, Zumi, and Spike and Tar. And every night we are seeing a brother coming to the airport. What are they doing about it? But because the man, we are the countrymen were in power. Now they are so envy of him. But today, Joseph Boakai, children, they are into expect that Santa man. He is drug business. The other time they arrested one of his closer friends. We draw what they did to him. And they bring him. Along he associated with Unity Party, anything to in the country, it go flat. Nothing we can it. So they are talking, they put a lot of the country power and loot our country. And they are looting it. But they should know that in the long run, they will get account about all what they are taking from the country. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, your name and where you calling from? Good morning.
That person is on the line.
Okay.
But let's
morning.
take the next person.
Yeah, good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning to Samora Wola, and good morning to the two of you that are in studio along with her. And also, good morning to CEO in Spencer.
Okay.
Happy, prosperous New Year to the entire staff, Voice Communication Network. I'm David E. Harris, and I call from Benson. So, thank you for this morning for the top level and discussion. I think people said it right. The DA is selective. If they are not selective, let it come out the case that is the key that about George Calendar, full 80 carton of chairman of the seas and Tatan Baka friend the cooking our seeds for him. How far is it? And on the issue of our seat at the UN, our foreign policy head, Louis Brown, and the foreign minister, I think they got to be critical on this thing. To staff the US on the back, meaning that you staffing yourself on the back. I think they listen to other countries when Manduro were arrested. None of those big five, with the exception of China and Russia, none of them did not condemn the United States. Great Britain and France, they are on the side of the US. So I don't know where Mr. Brown coming from with that. We hope and pray that they will think about it and see how best they can compose themselves. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Name where you join us from?
Yeah. Good morning, Samira. Good morning to your co-host in there. I want to say Happy New Year to you.
Okay.
My daughter, the Bible say when the wicked shall rule, the nation will suffer. Joseph Bata is a wicked man. So he came in power with wickedness. The people that are running around him, they are wicked people. They came in power to rescue. They say they came to rescue Liberian people, but they came to kill Liberian people. So my daughter will be inside because Liberian people that want to choose. You stand on your platform, you educated us, but they not listen to it. They say Joseph Baka was a real man. So everything we deserve to go through it. Just take you this morning.
Thank you. This person, good morning. Good morning. Okay, that person left the line. Should we take a few more calls and then we'll wrap up
Okay.
and go on to our next issue here?
Okay.
Good morning. Morning, please walk away from your monitor. Hello? Yes, you're coming in bad though.
Nobody around me.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on, but you're coming in bad. So you have to call back, okay? Morning. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you doing, Samira?
I'm
You getting
okay.
me?
Name me, where do you join us from?
You getting me?
Yes, you're live. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. This is a prophet from Kagada Magic County. Thank you for your show this morning. You are sharing all, and all you're saying is true. So, you know, the only people that are very receiving pressure from the DEA in this government is the consumer, those who consume it. But those who importing the drugs, there's no pressure on them. You know, going from zero to zero is not a solution. And, you know, the best thing should be done, the product, if the government is real serious with first drugs, they should target the product in the airport, but nothing like that. But the only thing I've noticed from the government, they only inform into envy, jealousy, and, you know, lies. They always lie to people. They came to power with lies. They want to keep lying, and we try to make them to understand that The country belongs to Liberians. This is not a rescue farm. This is not Flocka farm. To control it the way you feel and control it. Everyone belongs to have a right to receive everything God gave us, all the benefits and resources God gave to us. We need to enjoy it. We all. You know, when they got a big government official, I will say, John, we are the best person that are in the interest of the common people.
Okay.
Right now, the government imported all their people from America.
Thank
so they're
you.
working, sending our money back.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. Good morning.
Yes, this is Mom recording from 5th Street.
Yes, it's better now.
Okay. Yes, and one question I want to ask the Louis Farmer. If the time George Weah, the Chinese people wanted for him to be on their part, if George Weah were going to agree, so then they will be breaking about our head. It was the first thing I made. George Weah, they never agreed to build the overhead bridge until their time. Why they passing breaking about overhead bridge? So why is he saying? Or because he feel that left is okay with him, so he should know Labrador be made to make Labrador okay to a war that we will suffer and they will not suffer because they are the rescue team. So let them wait and see what he did and see whether the money is affecting the rescue performance. Whether they will get it. Thank you for affording me the time, Mama.
Thank you. Good morning. Morning. Good morning. Hello? Okay, that person is not saying anything. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. Let's hear you. There should be Bob Williams.
Yes, Samira, let me say good morning to Grace. And let me say, Grace, welcome back. The collabo this morning is like last year collabo.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you for recognizing me, brother. Go ahead.
Let me say happy new year to you, Grace.
Thank you.
For the public, this is Poema High Level Power Delegation. And I joined for this video this morning. Let me say thanks to you for the talking point. You know, one of the switch or the rattle that United Party, Joseph Walker, the post for United Party used to beat on the former President George Weah to take him from power. It was the switch of drugs. It said it was George Weah, the one that was bringing in drugs. It was Finabono that was bringing in drugs. And Jamaica Resource was the center for drugs, there where they used to go, they pass on the drugs. So when they come to power, they were going to raid Jamaica Resource. They were going to take all the drugs from there. And in the country, we were not going to see any drugs in this country. They were going to rescue this country from drugs. But today, the issue of drugs in this country has become one of the priorities. Time we can, Samira, if we don't take time, people will be selling drugs in this country. Just when you're selling liquor or you're selling paper and so on the or let's say in the market. If we don't take time, where are we heading? Every night and day we get our brothers and sisters. They are still into drugs. They still taking in drugs. For me, I would recommend to the government if they're getting serious to fight drugs. The president, when he said he told his daughter, we don't know how that result ended. He said, oh, the cabinet minister and other people were going to do the same. But today, we never see anyone doing drug tests again apart from the president. But for me, I would recommend to them, if they want to fight drugs, the men are bringing the drugs, they should fight that person. The one that they should be the drugs, they should fight that person.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, you're live.
Yes, Samira.
You're breaking.
I want to say, hello? I want to say thank you for your line of conversation this morning. But you know, my interest is with the one that has to do with King Donald Trump. King people told us that, you know, the war has evolved. That we are no longer in the era of slavery and we are no longer in the colonial era. But then the action is showing different things. So if the war has transgressed back into the era of colonialism or slavery, it is very to us, they will know that guys, you know, colonial master, that there is no independent country. The other countries are subjected to the will of America. Now, Donald Trump is requesting for Greenland. He is requesting for other countries. Will he be allowed to have them? Canada is part of them. Colombia is part of them. He is requesting the people to give him 50 million barrels of oil. We thought the strategy was for democracy and not for oil and for resources. How come so soon he's requesting for the people to give him 50 million barrels of oil? So this is how a good example is condemnable.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for participating. The time is 13 minutes past 8 o'clock. At 8:15, we transition to our next talking point. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Samira. How are you?
I'm okay. Nima, where do you join us from?
This is Morning Guitar and Normal Israel Movement.
That's
Let me
it.
really appreciate you this morning for the discussion. And, some people taking, a saying from the identical government during the campaign period and they are bringing it on the table. Manas Arumi, the government is the only government that empower their state campaigning to the public. Because majority of the team is said they are not even start somebody work and they are still giving a false impression to the public on all of the joy issue. President Joseph Mabaka, before coming to the presidency, he told Labon people that no Zogo are going to be on the street because the people are actually the drugs all around here. Today, they are staying in the street, they are staying loading car. 2 years, we are not seeing that and then of course Zogo can where they will be collecting the people to care there. So we cannot hold the government accountable about anything they told Labon before coming to the presidency, Madam Salome. Because they are still campaigning. Can you imagine 2 years, close to the 2 years, the president sitting on the radio telling the Labuan people that I will build a road from here, Kema, I will build a road from here, bombing. Can you imagine? Madam Salome from here now to Clay, you take some down 3 hours before you reach there. The road is very bad. You see it? The road in Mosolo County, if they cannot able to fence the road in Mosolo County, you able to fence the road to go to all the country? So all those who call you on the radio and appreciating the government for some of the progress that they are making, you should stay on your 2 legs and criticize them about the power that happening and the lives that they are giving to Lagbon people. It's quite unfortunate. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you for participating. We still have calls coming in, and the time is 8:15. I think we have to go. We should take this. We should squeeze this person in. We're not squeezing anybody in again, okay? Look at the other man that will go squeeze in. Morning.
Sorry. Good morning.
Morning. Oh, my man, 3.4 behind you.
Yeah. No, also now.
Okay.
But anyway, this is the airport on our duty to already borrow a musical.
Okay.
Tell me, this government,
I'm Samira, not Salome.
Samira, the government, we don't have nothing to appreciate the government on because the government never started on project yet. The government is still operating on the proper agenda. Because the first of all, what the post show on a signature project that is there. Because all these things that 19% we are doing, we say we're wrong. That is so real person we are. So what is the people who know the agenda? What is the vision? That one I want to see. I want somebody to tell me say I'm facing the road of people to dwell. I know that the road of people are facing on which job we have again. Don't tell me that I'm confusing redemption because
okay. Thank you. I think he's on different topic. Yeah, some of the people CDC Benet, just way from here, Ben looking at you got to talking about facing the road on Twala Ben just looking. Some of the people CDC Benet talking about joy here, make a show. I'm telling you. Yeah, but let us be able to move on this morning. Let us move on to our next segment here on the broadcast. Now, I think we all have followed this issue that has to do with Richard Coon. Matter of fact, Richard Coon is the speaker for the 55th legislature. I always say that once you become a public official, there's nothing about your life that is private again. Just know that everything in your privacy, when people see you out there, they will take camera and start to record you. That's the thing about the whole public figure thing. Which is not bad though. It just tells you that you should know how to go about, your daily business, how to compose yourself. But now, this is the issue. There have been this issue about Richard Coon, his marriage, and blah, blah, blah. The lady, they're fighting for divorce upon, becoming the speaker. and all of that. And another news came again. We have not really been talking about that. Came again about, you know, he got married to his sister in the States and all of that. Now, let us be real. Richard Kuhn is the speaker and he's one of the prominent persons within our country. You can't be hearing such thing about him every time and then the man be presiding over the people there. What it implies to other people out there. So the thing about his marriage to his sister in the States and blah blah blah, that I think it is fraud or whatsoever. He was not to do so, right? It's against a particular law. I thought not to talk about it, I left it. But there's this issue that, you know, we just going to climax everything with, right? We're just going to climax everything with, be able to get all of you take on it. We will allow Liberian people to participate into Richard Kuhn's personal matter the money. It's no longer personal. We'll allow you to participate. We'll open the lines. You will call. Now, your speaker there. The man say he the regime speaker that both there. They call him both. Like both there. And the regime speaker there. So we will allow you to
Speaker Bo.
maybe I will give you some counseling advice for your marriage. Maybe you know how the thing can work. So here's the issue. Cecilia Paul. She filed a 3.5 million USD lawsuit over alleged interference in her marriage. Note, Cecilia Paul is still married to Richard Kuhn. They have not yet gone through the divorce process. Why she filed in that lawsuit is because how you call the lady who can help you? Oh, the people married me. What name again?
Madame Mediraku.
I like the way you put it, madam. Oh, maybe we see what wanted I watch. I was a madam. You know, yeah, just like that. How you call her?
Medira.
Madela Copper, who have been messing around us for very much. They try history when it comes to, you know, people, men, stuff like that. She said that Rachel Kuhn is she's a spouse to Rachel Kuhn. Tell your phone, go to Google, put in what or who is a spouse. A spouse is someone who is married to another person. So she said, they want to ask the question, which I'll get a video producer. Who is Magdalena Kopo? Presidential advisor to the president and also a spouse to
in the speaker office. What she said?
Yeah.
A spouse to the speaker office.
She said to Rachel Kuhn.
Yeah, a spouse to working in the office of the speaker as
the
a spouse.
president.
She talked about the speaker's office, something about office.
Yeah. So she said that she's a spouse to Rachel Kuhn. So you know when she said it, Ben and Grace, yeah, okay, I take. We're just trying to set the basis. Then we'll move ahead. When she said it, I took my phone. I said, maybe I will be making mistake. So before I go to inform the people there, let me Google what is so I know what is spousal. I know that once you're spousal, meaning you're married. I said, let me Google it again to make sure. When I Google it, brother, see married. So I was saying that my dad he married a Rachel, and this lady is still married a Rachel. So that's the little issue. But let's hear you on this, Grace. Let's hear you on this.
You see the whole Rachel Kuhn. When Rachel Kuhn business started out, that's how I was corresponding to West Africa Democracy Radio.
Okay.
Rachel Kuhn impinged, let's just say he worked with a quote-unquote majority bloc to, you know, tarnish Kofa and kicking out of the House of Rep as speaker.
Okay.
Promising the Liberian people that his record was clean, he was perfect, he was the best man for the job. That he don't want anybody there that are corrupt, that have case against them in the United States of America, that are not in the interest of the Liberian people, but have looted the Liberian people money, which is Kofa now. He don't want a dictator as a speaker. He sold that idea to particularly lawmakers, and all of them had that idea. And they forced Kofa until Kofa resigned. Rachel Kuhn, you are saying your friend shoe was smelling. Your friend was not the best person for the job. That is a public space. If you're just a representative, maybe your owner, your district will get problem with you, but you the speaker, you are the head of almost all of the lawmakers. They're not really almost, you are the head of all of the lawmakers. All decisions are brought to you and decided upon. So now You there now, you married. Let's just say you married 2 women now. Because Mandela Cooper publicly, openly confirmed that speaker man now that she in a relationship with you. You have been wearing matching outfits all around here.
Yeah.
Matching outfit.
The woman says she's
yeah.
a spouse.
Now I never have problem with Mandela Cooper coming out to say that she's your wife. Yeah. But my problem here is you as a speaker and as an instructor at the University of Liberia, which we supposed and all the other people in the country continue to tell you have to represent what you teach. We are not here to tell you to live your life the way you want to. Once you are a public servant, you have to uphold the criteria that make you a public servant. You are the speaker of the House of Representatives. And you are answerable. Mandela Cooper came out and made a statement now. You sat down comfortably. You still sipping your tea, eating your bread. You know, whatever you're supposed to do that you can do, usually you stay doing it. You will come up one day to tell the public, no, that was a mistake. And, you know, she just said it, maybe all of 1 or 2. She was not referring to me. Maybe that was oversight. You don't tell the people nothing. You kept quiet. In fact, when you're going to places, we will see your hands in hands. You're going to what you're supposed to do, that your private life. But now what got me is you're supposed to divorce the other woman that you married to now. Before you started
married
now.
in America again.
And I don't know what kind of man are you? Are you a polygamy? I'm asking you.
Promiscuous speaker.
Because you can be a Christian and say you get 3, 4, 5 wives. It's not possible. Against your religion, because it's stated there that clearly when you go to the site of the House of Rep, you are a Christian. It's there. So now your church allowed to marry 3 wives. I'm asking, are you planning to marry Mandela or you're already married secretly? Because they say Mr. School is pursuing a legal proceeding. The last time she was on your back for property business again.
Yeah.
You are. It's like you get some more problem. You need to tell the Liberian people what really going on. Because every time you in court with, are you not treating the woman right? Then let the woman go and be with who you want to be with. So if this Mandela Cooper came up publicly, that way I have problem with you. I don't have problem with all the other things you've been doing. Why you kept quiet and you stay keeping quiet so that you get to the wise. So now let's go to the court and let the woman get what she's supposed to get. Because Mandela Cooper, you are saying you're not supposed to be advising the president now. Seriously, you're not supposed to be advising the president. Because when it comes to modesty, honesty, integrity, Samurai, you are all.
Mandela Cooper lacks all of these things.
The president is not even safe with you. I don't know how it works and trust you anyway. I don't know. You know, you should be. I know. You know, she should be very
careful. Everybody knows how to hustle.
She.
Oh, Chris. She knows
I think that's the word to use. She's a legal hustler.
Ben, am I lying?
Not go to Ben.
Ben, let's let it know how to hustle. Scare you.
You know, I would say this. I mean, is it the same Mandela Cooper who, upon Boakai inauguration January 22nd, you know, instant relationship with that, I think, Senegalese football player?
Yeah, once she told me our best friend,
yes, that's.
Okay. But for me, I would say this: Richard Kuhn and morality cannot be discussed in the same sentence. Richard Kuhn, this Richard Kuhn guy, in spite of the upheaval at the legislature, he crowned himself as speaker and placed his left hand up, holding the Bible on the other side. On another occasion, his right hand up. So the one man used his 2 hands to take oath for speakership. The first time he said he redeemed speaker. The redeemed speaker, later on we saw him going for election again as speaker. So the guy is not a serious man. Our partners, our international partners don't regard Richard Kuhn as speaker. He's not respected. Yeah, he's actually respected as speaker. So what I want to say here is, my disappointment has to do with Mandela Cooper. Mandela Cooper. I'm disappointed in Mandela Cooper, and I will tell you why. But before going to my disappointment, Mandela Cooper, are you aware that it takes 37 to constitute a quorum? But Richard Kuhn speedily passed the budget from the lower house with 26 representatives voting, 26 voting. Well, constituting a quorum. The kangaroo passage is on Richard Kuhn. Now let's go to Mandela Cooper. You know, there is no way under the sun that a woman of her caliber a political leader of one of the political parties in the country, and senior political advisor to Joseph Boakai. Now let's take a look at the advisory position to the president, because this is Mandela Cooper being sued by Cecilia Kun, Richard Kun wife slash sister. This is on Mandela Cooper now. Mandela Cooper, there's a lawsuit against her at the cost of 3.5 million US dollars, reportedly. Now, the work of the senior political advisor to the president of the republic is to advise his political decision, handle meetings between the president and political allies and other stakeholders, strategic engagements. So the advisor plays a very significant role in the day-to-day affairs of the country. Now, what is Magdala Cooper advising Joseph Boakai? This lady being very knowledgeable, because before a man and a woman go into some romantic relationship, they have conversation. Have a conversation. If you want to talk to Grace, or you want to talk to Samira, the first thing you have to reach out to Grace or reach out to Samira and say, what you need, you get somebody, I won't be this, I won't be so person. You gotta put an application in.
But
And
then
Grace
you
and Samira gotta review your application and take their application is saying yeah, vacancy not yeah, or vacancy there. When vacancy there, they tell you, and when vacancy not there, they tell you.
The teacher is
So
teaching.
So,
Uh-huh.
so, Mandela Cooper, I'm sure before Richard Kun sent her application, they probably sat and talked about that, especially a woman at her caliber. Now, knowing fully well that Richard Kun is a married man, and things about Richard Kun is in the public, it's not hating. And aside from Cecilia Kun, then Mandela Cooper knew about Richard Kun having Banave as well, with 13 children. So, in spite of all of these things, how can the senior political advisor to Joseph Newman Boakai, a lady who in fact lived in the US, she understands the crimes, the penalty associated with bigamy and all of that, openly state in the interview that I am the senior political advisor to Joseph Boakai and spouse of the speaker. She said it clearly. That was the total affront. And that's the reason why Cecilia Kun said Magdala Cooper announced publicly and display romantic relationship with her husband, Richard Nangbekun. And that is the issue. So this case is very sensitive. It's a serious one. The evidence of that case is glaring. It comes from Magdala Cooper. And this is a long upheaval. And in fact, this has placed a serious question mark on the international reputation of Richard Kuhn in the U.S. because bigamy, first of all, is a serious violation on the U.S. law. The USCIS investigated that, and in fact, his green card was revoked. He can no longer be a citizen of the United States. And when this thing escalates to another level, where it is reported that that woman is established under the law, that it is his sister, it is perjury under the law. When you lie on an oath, it is perjury. Imagine what's going to happen. It is going to destroy Richard Kuhn's chances of going to the United States. And as we speak now, it's very responsible and serious government. If it was the case of Liberia, Mandela Cooper would be suspended for time indefinite. If it was a serious and responsible government that Boakai is running, by now Richard Kuhn would have recused himself, like Marvin Cole and other representatives have been calling for his recusal. Because the
Yeah,
guys, their attitude, their action has spilled over, it has eroded public trust, it disgraced the government, and it is totally unacceptable under our law. Like Samara already said, Christians do not do polygamous marriage. Richard Kuhn purports himself to be a Christian. You know? So that's totally wrong. Mandela Cooper, on the other hand. So, in terms of morality, they've lost it all, and Cecilia Kwakun is right. I support her 100% with the legal aspect, the lawsuit against Mandela Cooper, and let's see how far it's going to go. We hope that this will serve as a deterrence to every man out there, to all of the men and all of the women out there jumping in one relationship to another, tackling people marriages and all of that. We hope this can serve as a deterrence in the 2026. Y'all leave the people men alone, and y'all leave the people and women alone. Is that correct?
Let us that video that Magdala Cooper said that video that Magdalena Cooper said that Rachel Kuna was sports. I want for us to play that video. Grace, I just like the way she can talk here. You know,
Yeah,
the woman get
Medela say you get a
trapped.
man for on tree. Medela say you get a man for on tree.
The thing is, the lady has real traffic. What
The
kind of
woman
traffic
can't go
woman
for-
that's so?
the woman don't go for
That
small,
woman, I
small,
swear.
she don't go for
The
single
woman-
people. She
Yeah,
go
the
for
woman
people.
talking.
People.
It's my happy like, you kidding me? Just few days ago, you had this lady who was on air here. We interviewed the lady. That's the Gary's man from the Youth Ministry of Youth and Sport there. The man was crying behind my dad for her member. It will take too long. But you know what's happening? Let me say this before we go in our conversation. Right? The thing I tell you, Rachel will cut. When Rachel was nobody speaker, he'll know as to whether he can handle Matela Kopo.
But they will not
Matela
leave
can
him.
go for local porn.
Are you telling me?
She can go for local porn.
She always
So
go
you
for-
know, look at one Rachel. Time Rachel was your speaker. Who tell you say the woman had time for him? Huh? The woman can go to people. If Rachel is no longer speaker, read my lips. Those of you watching the live video, Rachel and Matela Kopo relationship will finish. You go up, you can't finish. That because the small money that he getting, I want to get Matela Kopo very close to him. Except for the money.
Whatever.
Some of the benefit that comes with it, right? There is some level of prestige that she has, to be girlfriend to the speaker. She's not a spouse to the speaker. To be a girlfriend to the speaker and everything, she can use it to be able to make her way to get to what she wants to get and to get what she wants.
You want to be a
Let's be honest here now. Let's be honest to Medela Kubo too now. That on tree they can take men from.
No,
They can take men from on tree.
You read it with more profile in the US. All the men in the woman bomb that's also married men. And I look up on him. That man will get it going. Let me say my own way, Martina. I always tell people that men will get it going. The woman here, we heard news about her and the former president. So that's what married men will be going here.
Let's be honest, Let's be honest. Like I said, Christian don't do that. Rachel Kuhn is now a Christian because you can't be a Christian and you get 3 wives. One are your sister, the other one like pastor to the president, the other one like one were born children by you. Let's be honest. What the morality, what the decency. They say that place is for the elders. For that place you be a representative or being a senator or even a speaker, you serve as a role model for a lot of Liberians. Is that what you want a society to start practicing, Rachel Kuhn? Is that what you want people out there to start doing? To be promiscuous, sleeping around?
So Rachel Kuhn is a lawmaker. Rachel Kuhn is leading a district. Let me tell you, how lawmaker they here get time for the team. At times people see you as the role model, right? They're coming up, they look up to this person. And but look at it. But let me move to the national scene, right? Let me leave Matela Kopo small. Because Matela Kopo, few months from now, you see Matela Kopo another thing again. How they will operate.
I want to beat you.
Yeah, Sepu can usually use some kind of word when you say it, I will be an old Sepu man lead that thing. So we can say that robot is a buttock sound. Whenever he says that, be like, oh, Sepu, stop that. He be like, but like I said, as soon as you bought it, the quarto, get soft and thin. It's the open up.
Floating oil around.
Yeah, sorry, my people, but let's be real. That's how I'm looking. They want too fast. Quick, you get your best friend then. You know that news girl, she said that she and that Senegalese man are coming to get married.
Of course not.
As soon as they appointed the main relationship, Rachel Kuhn has come up again. But let us be real. Let us go straight to the point, right? You see, Rachel Kuhn is the speaker of Liberia. What is it that it tells other Liberians out there? It tells you that we are not even serious-minded people. Because this is a man that presides over districts. The 15 political subdivision, this is a man that presides over the House of Representatives as a speaker. So definitely, this is something for us to talk about.
That's shameful.
Right? You can't be from one relationship to another. Moreover, this lady in question I was talking about, she holds position in the president's office.
I know what they should be advising the president on.
So when she's coming up to make such remark, knowing fully well that this man is still engaged, he's still married to his wife, then what it tells you? It tells you that she's supporting the people's marriage. It tells you that she's the cause that anybody will say it.
No, the woman sue her for becoming that.
Exactly. She's the cause for it. And looking at this issue that we heard, it's alleged that Rachel Kuhn got married to a sister in the States. You know what kind of implication it gives on our country?
You're just supposed to recuse
No
yourself.
wonder some people get say Liberia not be serious about that country. People don't even know what kind of country in Liberia in this world. There are other countries you go, they even know Liberia. As much as trying to flag our country out there, then you have some kind of boy who been hustling to tell you that Rachel could be a hustler. You go marry your sister is alleged to. You go marry your sister in the States to be able to go America. But you know, Liberians, they are good at making people, you know, go for weight and they won't even get anything.
That woman went to CEO office. CEO, where on brush?
CEO, yeah, CEO.
The people ask her, say, Madam. They say, true that put in the library with that true. They say you loving to your brother, you married to him. She say, go bring my mom and pa, let do blood test. If you all get my mom, you get my pa with Rachel Coon, you do blood test. But as far as I can say, my mom and pa finish dying, so I know you. Let me honest, Liberians, I know how we can play our own game in this country.
We just tell people from nowhere and just made it relevant.
Telling you.
We just made it relevant. We just getting power. Rachel Coon, the speakership is something that Rachel Coon has.
He had jacked the speakership. I followed that whole proceeding.
Rachel Coon and Seri in this country, anywhere they make Korean Seri there.
I mean, had jacked this because look at people stay to Kenya just because of her guido.
Oh, yes.
For all their boats.
Yes.
Lord, because lay down, paying hotel, built to Kenya. While the Liberian people are at the detriment, full set for them to eat. Why are we so heartless in this country?
I have been thinking about this thing. Been thinking, I'd be like, this whole fire case at the Capitol building, wherein they involved for the Tikopa. At times, I just look at it from all angles and be like, what if it was the Rachel people
desperation for us in
and you know, to have cheer for them, cheer for people to know. Why if the Rachel people did it?
That desperation bring our place down. Desperation, our bring our place down.
So the lady now, back to it, the lady is saying that she filed in 3.5 million USD lawsuit.
I don't know where you get that money from, but I think if the
case you get it from the Liberian people. You get it from you saw Rachel budget.
There's a new song is called You Will Pay. So Manakopa, I think you will pay.
But let's play that video for Cecilia Magdalena Cooper.
Oh, my name is Magdalena Cooper. I'm the senior political advisor to His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia. But I also happen to be the spouse of the speaker.
Someone is asking your name.
Oh, my name is Magdalena Cooper.
You ready?
My office
someone is asking your name. That was the question for the journalist. The journalist asked whether you get position I can call it office or whether you're a spouse to the speaker. But if Rachel could not tell you almost saying I'm married,
I'm telling you.
But it's when we started creating, I used to say it on the radio. We say, whole time, Rachel Coon car is always packed to Materakoba fence. People thought that we were joking. We say Rachel Coon car. These are the people that decide the fate of Liberians within our country.
Who should be dismissed? Who should be suspended?
These are the people that they expect for Liberians to heal, to be able to look up to them. These are the people that decide the fate of Liberians. To tell you, these people, Materakoba is very unserious. So how do you think that we're going to make a decision for the president here?
You can be advancing politically. Let the president try to get rid of some certain people from him.
But what I say you gotta be careful too.
I'm telling you.
But let's play a video, go to the lines.
Someone is asking your name.
Oh, my name is Magdalena Cooper. I'm the senior political advisor to His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia. But I also happen to be the spouse of the speaker.
I happen to be the spouse of the speaker. You know what about spouse? Don't want you have to also down. Sorry. You know what about spouse? Then you want to say something? Let's hear you.
You know, Samara, this is very serious. Sometimes we try to say the comical aspect and say you can't take man from on tree, but this is bad in terms of morality.
Oh,
to announce publicly that you are the senior political advisor of the president of the Republic of Liberia, and you are the spouse of the speaker. Let's look at the two positions. The speaker is the third most powerful man in the country. God forbid, and God knows my heart. There's one thing I always pray for. I know the crisis are hanging over the country, so I pray that Joseph Boakai live long enough to be strong and reach 2029, so that he is defeated at the ballot box. I don't want anything upon God knows my heart. I don't want anything to happen to that woman, because guess what? Let me tell you something. If anything, for any reason, let's just talk about the physical ability. Something should happen that Boakai is not in the physical position to remain active as president constitutionally.
Rachel can't worry, that's all.
And Jeremiah Kun says, assume the office as president, God forbid. Richard Kun is going to be the vice president as per a senator clause, the third most powerful position. And imagine the third most powerful man in the country is involved in becoming and other nasty relationship issues is spilling out in the public. Then Mandela Cooper, let me ask you something. There's a rhetorical question. You people are well respected women. For the fact that Mary, you come on this platform, Grace is here. I show now there is certain a fraction of your life that's already in the public because you are X-rated people. There are certain things you cannot do. How come Mandela Cooper, who is a political leader of one of the political parties in the country, senior political advisor, who role is to advise Joseph Boakai on stakeholder engagements, on strategic political organizing, how come at her level, well educated, is doing these things deliberately? This is totally wrong and unacceptable. What principle or what example is she setting out there for young women? What example is Rachel Kun setting? This is a national embarrassment. This is a disgrace. And if Boakai is a serious man, Mandela Cooper will be suspended in an ongoing investigation, and Rachel Kun will be demanded to recuse himself. This is unacceptable. This is wrong. We condemn it in the strongest term possible.
And we're fine for that.
The thing about it, this man that came from Senegal, this man was being appointed at the Ministry of Human Sport just because of the same Mandela couple. That she don't want made a way for the man to be appointed. After she took her best friend, boyfriend, after she took her best friend, husband, I mean, before you go low, you know, she wanted to prove something now. So before you go low, that man has no idea about our sporting activities and stuff like that. But they put him into the position. That lady has certain level of,
influence.
Exactly of the president.
That's
Do you know what it means for you to be a senior advisor to the president? There's some level she has that when she said this, there are people who listen to her. Moreover, she tell the speaker and I ain't there too.
Oh, but then and we shouldn't forget that she have a political ambition.
Oh,
so she's a threat to the country as well. I'm telling you, somebody can have a political desire, then serving as advisor, then they also jump to a speaker position, controlling the speaker. Let me tell you, I'm telling you, Liberia should be a space where opportunity are provided for everyone. But I think at where we stand, we should look at Mandela Cooper's desire for the presidency as a means of doing anything she can do to accede to that position. That's how desperate she is. I'm a woman, yes, I know that. But you can't juke your finger in another woman's
Thank you.
opinion like that, man. I'm telling you, you can't do that. Knowing that woman get children for that man. You get conscience. That woman was suffering behind that man when he was nothing, teaching at UL. Where were you?
But Rachel Kun said they can put a certain life. You see, that's the reason why at times there are women who will say, "Me, I won't suffer with men." I don't want to suffer with men because I said, Rachel Kun, when you never used to have it, you know, in life or Grace and Ben, you should always maintain your level, right?
I'm telling
Now,
you.
when you ascend to another position, then you won't go beyond
your
spending or above your spending. Now, the money that Rachel Kun is not taking on Mandela Cooper. If he's no longer in that speaker
Will
position,
he be able to afford
he would not be able to afford Mandela. Everybody know who Mandela is. You will not be able to afford Mandela. You will not be able to give Mandela the money that she needs.
That's bad, though. Seriously.
Yeah,
We should talk about
Samara, I just want to give you all this information. Mandela is the political leader of the party called Movement for One Liberia, MOL.
Yeah. Her picture there, her picture up there in Congo. Is there?
Yeah.
She wants to be president in this country. Imagine that lady being our president.
She not contest plenty.
We were ready to give a record here on the radio.
We enjoy ourselves.
The Liberia people, if you just let that woman as president in the country, we really enjoy ourselves on this radio. We will eat show all on this video with that woman life that she has been living. The Rachel Kume herself is a very promiscuous man.
I'm telling you.
Very, very much. But let's go to this issue. Let's display the pictures. I hope also join them together. So we Liberians, those of you that have things to say on this specific issue, write them down. We'll open the phone lines. You'll talk to your speaker. Then you'll have something to say about these photos that we're about to place here. Now, you want to place the first one there while you're doing the others, please. Okay. There you go. Those of you watching, Chris, I want you to watch so that you're able to see. Those of you watching, Do you know where is that area? I just thought to bring this up, bring it to this. Let me just climb ourselves with it, and we go into it before we go into our last segment on the broadcast this morning. Okay. Do you know where is that area? You know who are in that photo? These are Unity Party folks in the photo. They are Liberians though, but they are from the Unity Party. These are the people in the photo. And do you know where they're sitting? Those of you watching on the internet, I'm sorry, those of you on the radio, you're just going to listen. We'll just give you, description and all of that. Okay? Do you know where they are sitting? They are sitting at the PHP Park. The PHP Park that was opened by the former President George Weah on December 23rd, 2023. You still remember? This is a park that the Liberian people, not just the Liberian people, but Unity Party folks had a lot to say about. It was being criticized. I want a picture there. The picture I want there. Some Unity Party folks sitting on a wall. It was being criticized, and they criticized the former government for spending public funds on recreational parks, like the PHP Park, the Invisible Park. But now this is a place that the Unity Party folks can now reconnect. They can relax. They go there to enjoy themselves, put a bottle on their table, drink, and all of that. But yet it's still, this is the same place that these people said that corruption money, they didn't want, they're supposed to do recreational park, they're supposed to invest into other things, it's a waste of money, they are doing it because they stole from the Liberian people, and blah, 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 blah. I have a lot to say about this. These are some Unity Party folks. This man is a CDC man. This is a CDC man, but there are some Unity Party folks there. Let's go to the next picture. There where these boys are sitting. You have Unity Party folks in the midst. There where they went to sit. So why is it that it's important that we have a conversation about this thing, that we join to this Rachel Kuntin and be able to talk about it? It is because the same things that were being criticized by Unity Party folks, they are the ones even enjoying them and benefiting from them. So if you have issue with these recreational parks, you have issue with the PHP and the other park, where in that place there, the Invisible Park, you see how people's lives are being transformed. They broke down all these sing horses and then built concrete building there. But people said no. They using the money.
Misplaced development at that time. And they said it was misplaced.
Thank you. So how is it now you're going to the player enjoying it? Let me be real, right? I have no issue with it. We are all Liberians. Let me get this clear, right? We are all Liberians. As much as when George Weah government came and built this thing, let's say that Liberian people built it because he was the president of the Liberian people, and he made some negotiations, and that was the reason why it was being built. Right? That was the reason why it was being built. That was the reason why it was being built. But let us be real. Let us be real and straight to the point. As much as we say that all Liberians are entitled to it, that is true. That is 100% true. I would not disagree with that. But my thing here is, why criticize things when you know that you yourself, the power you come to, you're not even build recreational park for people? Why you criticize? That's my issue. You never force can go there to enjoy themselves. That's not a problem. You people are all Liberians. But you know you're going to go to the particular place, then why are you using all of these things? Then they say, oh, that politics, that's how politics play. No, we'll remind you. That's how politics play. We're reminding Grace. But I have a lot to say about it. But let's hear Grace. I'm always going to start with Grace because I want to be female, male, just like that. But let's hear Grace, then we go to Ben on this thing quickly. Then we open the phone lines. You will talk into a radical matter today. I really want for you to talk in the CM and Liberian people. But let's talk about this United Party folks.
Okay. So the fact here is, for me, I always say to CDC and Unity Party, and I'm saying it today again, as a journalist. If you feel you in power today, and you can do whatever you can do to develop Liberia and make it a better place. Don't listen to the opposition. Do that thing, because tomorrow when you are gone, that thing you will be remembered by. CDC is not in power anymore, but the thing CDC did today is being used by the government. And to United Party, what I want to tell United Party and the young people here, let us learn to do constructive criticism. That what Liberians is lacking, and people will say, oh, they're passing for CDC or they're passing for United Party. For me, I'm not for no political party, I'm for Liberia. Where I see wrong, I will say it. The place I see good, I will say it. But to be honest, some of these little development that were carried on by President we had before, the way people criticize it in this country, people was calling it misplaced priority, misplaced development. These things where it's not good for us at this time. The people are hungry, the people are dying. Why are you paying back? Why are you doing this? The same thing some people saying to them, oh, why are you people paying for your road? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I tell you, Liberian, everything our government do that you will use, embrace it. Because you will not get nothing for any government. Only that thing what they paying, you will use. So the PHP pack for me, I keep telling United Party folks, I ain't even expecting the person I see in that picture. I'm not expecting that person to go there because I can remember on the radio that person used to call.
Okay, let me put it back.
Yeah.
I'll put it back. You know,
I want to tell you the person. Yeah.
One guy there.
Somebody standing in the back there.
CDC, man. The one in the gray, that one by the CDC, man. You see your CDC. But the other one that standing there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Look at that picture, the next picture, please. And here, the person that's standing here working with it orange on your hand, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I'm here to call me, but I'm telling you, some of the people and I will just see in a picture here, my man. You need to come by and apologize. We all know some pona left, we are some pona left.
Yeah.
But the little kura where we are there to you need to acknowledge and say it, right?
Seriously, look at them.
Yeah.
Look at the body. All that CDC people are supposed to get bottle on the table letter.
Yeah.
Oh man,
the people know propaganda. The people have propaganda. You know the party use propaganda to come to power. On the radio, Samira myself, when we even say one good thing about CDC, people will come in our inbox, threatening us, say all lot of things. All the negative things they will say, now they see negative things. Now why you bringing back to us? Why won't we like bring people?
Let's hear you, Ben, on this. Let's hear you quickly, and we'll go to the lines.
Well, for some of us, history will continue to vindicate us. I've always tell people, and I tell people whenever I meet them, I said my support for President Weah and the CDC political architect is on the basis of the magnanimity of George Weah and the CDC manifesto for a better country. Unarguably, the CDC 6 years in government outshined and surpassed the 12 years incumbency of the Unity Party administration, where Bwaka served as vice president to Ellen Johnson's relief. In 6 year time, President Weah was able to tackle multiple challenges simultaneously. He built roads. In fact, he paid for all of the major road projects that even extended to the current regime. He paid for that. That's what a responsible government did. The park, the establishment, creating and building recreational parks in Monrovia. Our children were getting drowned at the beaches in Monrovia during the Super Friday, the high school Super Fridays program. Too many parents were affected by that thing. Their young ones got dressed, went to school on Fridays, what a Miami Beach, the Copa Beach, wherever, they got drowned because why? They never had a civilized and decent state-of-the-art recreational place to spend their time. George Weah traveled. He went abroad. He spoke with partners. He explained his vision about construction of parks. The first was the invisible park. The boys in the picture of Copa passed away. Emmanuel Fat. No picking a complaint. No, but this is accountability issue. The reason we're calling names, these people are taxpayers beneficiary. We're paying them from taxpayer money. They are working for us. So
I
we
know
call them.
it's
If they were in their private corner, we would have called their name. Cooper is an
yeah.
assistant minister now. I'm paying as a taxpayer. I'm
It
paying him.
should go
You
ahead.
are paying him. You are working, so you're paying him too. So Cooper passed away. A regular radio phone call will call. They all criticize the Invisible People's Park.
Everywhere. Oh,
In matter of
Naboko.
fact, they all did that. But guess what? When the Invisible Park was constructed, it became a place where they took their children, they went with their girlfriends, their wives to do pictures, to have honeymoon and other family time. When President Weah saw the PHP area, he said this place portrays our Oakley Pass, where about 13 men were listed on a pole and shot to death. Well-educated servicemen. Mistress May Ure Bright, May Bright Ure, the former wife of Benedict Ure, her father was amongst those who was shot and killed at the PHP Park. So President Weah said, we have to turn things around. Let's transform this place to be a unification park. So he began the construction of the PHP Park. Copper passed away and Emmanuel Fire were rescue gatekeepers who continuously called to criticize those things like the political demagogues. In Joe Barker and other people that they were pleasing. Today, it is that same place that they've converged. The man in the white shirt, there's Abraham Askey, whose birthday was yesterday. Abraham Askey, the former deputy, yeah, the guy in the middle sitting close to the former Linsu President Gandhi, and on the far on the right side of him is Cooper Passaway, and the man in the necktie is Emmanuel Fa. Cooper Passaway and Emmanuel Fa are two Abaga boys who normally call on the radio to defend the Unity Party propaganda and criticize the excellent working of President We are in the CC. So today, the PSP Park on the 23rd of December 2023 was dedicated by President Weah. It is that park now that they've all converged to celebrate. When I was in the country and working with the Moravia City government, that place, we used to go there for lunch, and most of even the same people in the United Party today who won, when they won the election, it became their place. In fact, you saw something in that video, right?
Mhm.
They do not hide it. They display beer bottles all on the table. For me, I will say here, it is not wrong for young people who are adults and can
But the
afford to go and
worship
buy their drink.
back then.
Yeah,
I
but
promise you.
these same people, those people made it look like it was wrong for somebody to go and buy a beer bottle and drink. They made it look like it was very wrong. But today we see Cooper pass away. His 32 teeth is outside in Monafa, and they're at the PHP Park. I was shocked when I saw this picture. I was like, my God, isn't this one of the things that the United Party people criticize? Let me say this to you. The high schools project across the country, even the LEC today, the LEC boss admitted that it is George William, a political goodwill on the LEC project. The Rabat International Airport Road, the falling international standardized falling road under construction, George Weah. Today, the take small light, the brewing finish here, they take light and put it to AWA Johnson and celebrating it while the
The
majority
time
of the road is in darkness. I will say this to you. The day by day, time and historical occurrences will inform the Liberian people on marks the life and deception in the party. And one thing I will say here on this point, my final point on that picture, you can lie to get power, you can lie during the campaign, you can say the worst things. But you see, when it comes to to the governance aspect, you cannot lie to govern because the bread and butter issue, people going to bed hungry, parents cannot afford to pay their children's school fees, hospitals not equipped, pregnant women go there, they cannot even get any maternity care, people here they can get paracetamol. Those things you cannot use propaganda on it. So it is clear that picture is a clear evidence that George Weah and the CDC did excellent in 6 years, and the things that CDC accomplished in 6 years are things that Liberians are still benefiting, and United Parties are enjoying it and showing that 32T also.
Allez, t'as des tout
The
types, hein.
32
Tiens,
part,
assis,
make
il
it
take a
part.
photo
When
de
we can change your name and show the
T'as des
32.
tout types.
You know the 32 teeth have me weak because there was actually laughing on the picture and then it says 32 teeth. But anyways, Liberians, it is your time to be able to make your point. There are two things that you need to speak to quickly before we move to the last segment on this show. We have like 59 more minutes to go because the time is 1 minute past 9 o'clock. So make your point on these two things. Rachel issue that we talk about here with his wife filing a 3.5 million USD lawsuit, the Matera Copper issue, you know, and then this PHP party. You know, when I saw that picture, I said, wow, this is something that is worth a discussion, because something cannot be criticized back then and then you start to enjoy it. Why you in the park then? What are you doing tonight? We can see it at the tell you. What's 0773-419-502, 0773-419-502. These are the lines for those of you in the counters. 0555-184711, 0555-184711. Those of you out in Monrovia, 0773-978-564, 0773-978-564, 0880-907-907. Let's talk to this person. We will take a course here and we will we will call the numbers again. I'm sorry. Good morning. Walk away from the monitor. Morning.
Yes, I'm there. How you doing?
I'm okay. Name and where did you join us from?
I'm calling you from the ministerial complex. Name me Nathaniel Johnson. Are you there?
You're alive, brother.
I say I'm calling for the ministerial complex. My name is Nathaniel Johnson.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much for the very fascinating topic you discussed in the morning. First thing I have to comment on is our fact. The government had to go and then take care of the two areas. The moment you generating money there, you have to maintain. You know, one thing about Nigerian government, they to maintain is very hard to them. They got all the Google stuff about the maintenance that becoming very big trouble for us. Look at the ministerial complex. The president got to go there and play with them with start their thinking that building. The second one has to do with the Mandela Kopo and this Rachel has to get a star now and say this case. Because they're going to allegation, the incredible seat that you said in that you fought for yesterday, you almost didn't really see now with your behavior. So you need to set a star and have the star exonerated. Then of course, if you are open to it, you go back. But you are killing the country. You're going to stop this. Thank you.
Thank you. 0773-419-502. Those of you in the counters, 0773. If you're there in any of the counters that we have Voice of Liberia in, and you're watching on our Facebook page, please drop comment as to if the station in Volcanta is on, the station in Grand Bassa, and the station in Kakata. Drop your comment if you're following from any of these places. Tell us as to if the station in these counters, whether they're on. Good morning.
Hello, Senator.
Morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Mamirik. There's a mirror that the last couple, the one for we pop up by point. See the yeah by point for woman by point. Anyway, I play it, go ahead. I dare her. Then I say we just move from that position. But the last couple of power going to care about pointing to another place. They play where the Chris falling and where she will go. But I tell you one more, thank you, and I will more shouldn't stop. Let it, you can do everything, you can do things to people, but there are someone you will do it to, it will be the aim. That woman, that was there on that particular woman farm. And the woman farm is very beautiful. I know why she's treating herself like that. I know her mother still living, or her relative is still living, they can't advise her on how she's living her life. I show that she gets, excuse me for that, the way she gets Joseph Baka under control, she can be rubbing her puppy hair in the office on this. That why anything she said that they found out, because the house is looking like, yeah, it's a disgrace to women, it's a disgrace to the young women that are coming up. See what she's doing. You're trying to call her to a fast of man. Oh, thank you.
Fast right now. Morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, turn it down. You see the woman like that, Mandela Kopo.
Where are you joining us from?
Lovely.
Profit. Okay.
You see woman that passing around, she get matter on her back, she can lay anywhere. You see, Richard Cook, I don't know what happened to her. You see, the Lord say, when somebody in the Lord listen, you just feel like I ought to be. Now I throw on your head. You get a woman on the side, you never in a woman, anywhere you find, you never in a woman to a took in picture or then I a woman.
Ah, but I am a woman.
I am a woman.
Yeah.
And I want to shoot a man or a woman. Say I am a woman. Now I a woman, we are a woman. Get all the women, any poor lion, Josh, we are all the ministers, they are job we are loving today.
Okay, let's call it good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, let's hear you.
Yeah, on the ladder of the phone and that of the people. I have to watch it. I have to watch it the money what they carry to the hotel. If you want, the money what they carry at the expensive not the move and offer. They get one man that to watch it. They get in. So when my talk big like that, you know, secondly, the money to the Liberian people, they were very illegal.
Okay, thank you. Morning.
Morning.
Morning, let's hear you.
Turn it down. I bless you. I tell you, my representative, Muka Kamara, please, we take Goo Mornig to that place. You're moving for that. Please, if you not do it, you not be one of the front, next I will not vote for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. The time is 8 minutes past 9 o'clock. When it is 10 minutes past 9 o'clock, then we will call it a day for the core segment, and then we move in to our next conversation. So let's take a few more calls with the 1 minute that we have left, so that you Liberians be able to make your point. And when we get back here, we will go into this issue that has to do with the Buchanan Port thing. We're getting this report, and there have been, number of. You said Darius Dillon, you said crooked man, but we'll get there. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, I know I'm talking extra. I just called to let the speaker know that. And when you're correct, curse a woman, what I ever ask a woman, what a woman had a relationship.
My man, not many people laugh.
Yeah, when people don't want to get relationship, they might video, almost say she grabbed the band, they don't want to get relationship. Who know which one I didn't wear across this one that's there? Or the speaker went across all that she didn't wear across the speaker. And then when there was a crossover that took place, so. But yes, the time is 10 minutes past 9 o'clock. Let us take this break. And this is a message from Old Man and sign up. If you see a crime, you should report it, okay?
There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. Tell it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it, and I mean you check. You work for your safety. If you still don't keep it, you're part of report. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making things for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, on the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making things for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, on the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. From the center to interior, crime stop. They keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Okay, if you see a crime, you should report it, no matter whether the person is a big person, small person. A crime is a crime. There's no small crime on our law. A crime is a crime. So once you see a crime, it should be reported. Okay, welcome to those of you just tuning in. You're listening to Voice of Liberia 104.1, which will broadcast to you from Capital Papas. My name is Samira One-Lie. And of course, I'm here with Grace Joshua Williams. Yes, this morning. And I'm also here with Ben Topa. When we on the radio again, then mommy can be there. But no matter, I'll be like, mommy, yes. On the radio, we gotta be on the Grace, right?
Yeah, my name is.
Welcome. We're here up to closing time. We have a few more minutes to go. And we'll take up this time to talk about this issue that has to do with the port there in Buchanan.
Yeah.
We're getting news. There have been news about it's alleged that Yumli, the Justice Minister, even did rather about it. So I don't know share yes on that. But Yumli Kanka and Darius DeLong, right? It's alleged that they want to sell the port in Buchanan to a French, some kind of Frenchman, I'm sure. Yes, I'm pretty sure. Let me be able to a French company. A news reaching us says that the French company is a corrupt one. So they want to sell Buchanan Seaport to a French company. That is what it says. And then the Justice Minister did a write-up. He gave his opinion on the port law. He gave his first opinion, and then he gave his second opinion on the port law. Okay, so we will read out his opinion and we'll also go into it. But let me be able to lay the basis, and then on this note, we will take Ben first, then we'll move to Chris.
Okay.
This news that we're getting about Senator DeLong, there's no way on this radio, people who always listen to this radio, whenever I call Senator DeLong name, I always say the fake Chinese light. There's no way I'll call Darius DeLong name and I'll say fake Chinese light. They are just telling people that always attach something to, just the way you see, whenever I see Avin Wizard, even in the street or in Voice of Liberia, when he appears, I will say Avin Wizard of the CDC. I said, because these are people of the CDC that you get the CDC from, when you see them, you see CDC. So whenever you see Darius DeLong, you see that fake Chinese light. Because he said that he was the light. And to know Darius DeLong is to know that it's a man that you cannot take serious. If this was the same Darius DeLong gave a lot of promises to the Liberian people. But for that 2029 is coming for him, the Liberian people will decide as to if they still want Darius DeLong to be their senator. That's the Liberian people business. They will decide as to if they want Darius to be their senator. Because Darius DeLong has personally performed nothing he has done for the Liberian people. All he did was to lie to the Liberian people. Now, Darius DeLong, a Yumli Kanga. This Yumli Kanga woman, the Senate pro tem, her people from Buchanan there, these are some of the things that she still live on, right? Because Yumli Kanga people, they were reputable people in Buchanan there. That tendency wherein your parents lived here, did a lot of things, and then the child coming up, and then the people say, oh yes, the Kanga family and blah blah blah, and this that. But let us go straight to the point on this Buchanan port thing. It's alleged that they want to sell it to a French company. At times, I always tell Liberians that these lawmakers, or some of these lawmakers, they are the cause of our problems. Gracie boy, you gotta The both of us we used to say this thing that house that you see there, so some of these lawmakers in the house, they are the cause of Liberian people
Of
problem.
course, yes.
They go into book us contract that doesn't benefit the country. Because these are the people that Liberians elected so that they be able to make decisions for them. All of the companies you can see, even the LTN, Liberia Travel Management, all of the companies now you see coming to Liberia, the Asta Meta, the other company, there's nobody that will operate all the people that go into the House of Representatives and they view it. Or the legislature. They will view it and they will see that Liberia stands nothing to benefit, but accept it because they have certain share there.
Yeah, it's true.
Then they eat that share and will be into it for 15 years plus. That's how you have been. Who told you that we Liberians, or the way the resources Liberia has, we cannot be able to, better ourselves? The last time I talked about the company there that is digging coal in, or how you call it, county, in job. I told you, LRA boss, Tobo Jala, we had a conversation. He displayed to me how many coal can be taken from in this country every Sunday. Pass through the RRA, right, and taken out of Liberia. He displayed as to how much percent Liberia get on it. If you hear the percentage, that day we were all together, all of these talk shows, Clarence Jackson, people got angry. Journalists got angry with Liberia. With the Liberia that we have, the people will go out there, they decide. When you even get a machine to test it to know as to, how many go, how many blah, 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 how much they worth and blah, blah, blah. Before they can carry all the test it, before they come out and tell us, say, this is the amount, then Liberia percent is around 2. With the worth of gold that can be taken from this country. But that is I'm just saying this to tell you that all of these things happen because of some of the representatives that we have. I always say some of the representatives that we have because there are some there who they mean well for the country. Some of these representatives.
Yeah.
Now, giving out the Buchanan seaport to a French company, these people will sit down and they will design it for you. If the French company come, they will change it. It better we bring people who will take over and be able to make the system better. That's the same thing they do with the transport ministry. Making the transport ministry better to me. Be able to change it before they do this. Let me ask this question to the people in Grand Bassa County. What is it? What are some of the tangible things that Youngly Kanka and Lawrence have done for you people? Do you know that as much as Buchanan is not far from Monrovia, you can even see electricity in some part of Buchanan? Nobody's saying Youngly will take electricity and carry their own, but she worked for the people.
Yeah.
She should be able to speak on their behalf so that some of these things happen. They seen Youngly Kanka Lawrence that took 2 cups of rice in black plastic with $100 liberty to share on people for their season. I think it was last year.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, I think last year.
Is this the person that you were allowed with some corrupt bastard man? That is a bastard man. Yeah. We're not trying to be tribalistic here. To say you will sell this seaport. You know, when some of this issue comes out, it is alarming. It's better we talk about it sooner.
Yeah.
The FOIA project that nobody knew about it just happened. Before it needs to come, already built. Anywhere you see fire coming, smoke coming from, there was a fire there before. Yeah. Some of these things, when you come up, it's better to be able to attack it sooner. And then you will see LTM how it's looking now. People will go to trial lesson to transfer ministry, people will go to trial lesson to LTM. So the 2 ministry body working.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of some of the things that we said on this radio. How the LTM doesn't even benefit the people.
Yeah.
It's just a company that will come in few people interested in the Gregor common like interest. So the beginning port there, we're getting news that Youngly Kanka Lawrence and that's the long they want to sell the seaport to a French company. That is the news that we're getting. And the Justice Minister have been making a series of posts giving out his opinion on this whole thing that has to do with the port there within Buchanan. Let's hear you on this. Then let's hear you.
Thank you.
Yeah, before.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Samira. And that was very this port autonomous bill is a very significant issue, and it is something that requires much more deeper analysis on.
Mm-hmm.
Quite frankly, the idea behind the the autonomous structure of the different ports, the Buchanan port, the Maryland port, and the Sinai port, is not actually intended to make those ports independent, to strengthen their capacity to be able to contribute to the revenue envelopes of the county and the citizens in those places they're located. But there are some sinister motives behind it. The first thing, when that bill was proposed on the floor, uh, we saw how hurriedly the Senate rushed to send the bill before the executive for presidential approval. And when it went there, the justice minister advised Boakai on the consequences of the port. In fact, too many people were not happy about it. And say what you made about the NPA boss, Dukley. We are aware that the NPA is not contributing as it should to the national envelope on Boakai. Where the money is going, that one is for another day. But there were a lot of procedural error. Why the speedish passage and all of that? So it went back to the House of Senate. I'm told that they've placed it again on the floor. But now here are a few things that was unearthed. We've been told that a very criminal French company is responsible for the deal behind the scenes. They are the ones that Yombly Kanga Lawrence and Darius DeLong are negotiating with to turn the Buchanan port over to them for operation, for personal benefit. Geneton Kaimpe, the former senator of Grand Bassa County, he appeared on one of the radio stations in the country yesterday. And Geneton Kaimpe failed to provide a direct significance, a war coordinator information about the port operation. And some of the hard questions were raised. You know, Delon and Yombly, as for them, they are heavily involved in the Buchanan port operation because of what they individually stand to benefit and
Oh
feel.
yeah.
And you have like Sir Joseph is on that committee, the guy Chi is also on the committee. Sir Joseph is playing a key role on that committee. Now, when Campe was asked, how does this benefit? Is it cut across? Is there a regulatory system that the Minister of Justice talked about regulating this? How does it benefit the national covers of the country? How does it benefit the county? He had limited information. In fact, the only thing Campe could say, he came with numbers, throwing out some numbers from Buchanan Post and said he would later on reach out to the Sino Post, the Maryland Post, and say, I bet he can gather information for public consumption. But here are the things. I want to say to the Liberian people that the autonomous bill for the port is not actually intended to benefit the Liberian people. The
That's how it
bill,
always.
like any other bill from the House of Senate, it is intended to create absolute monopoly that will benefit those senators who are currently in leadership, who will sign a deal with Booker's companies and get huge kickback. And Yombly Kanga Lawrence and Darius DeLong are playing major role in the deal with the French company. You all follow what happened with the Farmington Hotel. You remember when
Yeah.
Tyler was speaker and the tax waiver that Farmington Hotel benefited for more than a decade till now, Farmington, is reportedly not paying into government covers. That is the same thing with the put deal. Why is the urgency? Now, I will say this to you, Samara and Grace. We've been able to unearth some information, and those information suggest that both Yombly Kanga Lawrence, DeLong, Sir Joseph, and others in the Senate, they're using this put autonomous thing to be able to bring in companies that will give them huge kickback, and they will have those money to use it and weaponize themselves to get prepared for future elections to hijack power. That is the true meaning behind the port. That is the true meaning behind the autonomous bill. It is not intended to improve those posts. It is not intended to alleviate poverty. It is not intended to create jobs. It is not intended to do that. Now they haven't squarely laid out any plan as it relates to how the port will be will benefit in terms of the dragging of the port. Genetor Campe, I'm quoting Genetor Campe, who is currently managing one of the ports that they are putting to have their autonomy infatuated. Genetor Campe was asked, how does this benefit the Buchanan port since you say you don't have data on the Sino and Maryland port? Tell us about Buchanan. He said Right now, what we want to say here, when this autonomous bill is passed, and then we can be able to create programs and look for ways in which we can improve the port, look for new programs. So you don't, as I said now, what is stopping you from creating new programs? What is stopping you from reaching out to partners to drag the port to get the port fully operational? What is stopping you? So under the autonomous act, when that is infatuated, that is the only thing that the only banner on which you can be able to operate or improve the ports. Something is not clear. There is a dark, a shadow cast on this entire deal. And we want to say this to the Liberian people. We want to say this to Yumbly. We want to say this to DeLong. For too long, people like you have misled the Liberian people. You've told lies and deception. You've been there to amass work for yourself, put it into your personal bank accounts to hijack power. But it is not going to work at this point in time. And we're calling on people like Senator Nathaniel McGill. This is why some of us we get angry. Senator McGill, you are in the house. This very Darius DeLong guy stood tall. He appeared, he purported himself, projected himself like a moral voice. The Hammond Zolizo, the late and others confirmation. And you people are there at the time where Yombli Kanga Lawrence, DeLong, Sir Joseph, and others, they're trying to negotiate with Booker's company, sell the Buchanan port, sell the Sinai port, sell the Maryland port, and you people are there. I want to use this platform today to call on Nathaniel Falo McGill. I want to call on minds like Amar Kwana. He supported Boaka, but he's been critical of recent. All these people, Johnny Clay from a county of birth, Bon County. Emmanuel Nukwe from Magibi. All of you, we are watching you people, what decision you're going to take on the port issue. It is not timely. The country do not need that now. We do not need any autonomous bill to give those port independence to operate, to put monies in the pocket of Yombli Kanga Lawrence, Darius DeLong, Sir Joseph, and others. So we're calling on the chairman of the CDC Legislative Caucus in the Senate, McGill, to be very active about this, to resist it in the fullest term. Even the Justice Minister advised. The Justice Minister said that this cannot be done in absence with the Port Regulatory Act of 2024, the Seaport Modernization Act. He said, why would you separate that, and what are you speedily rushing into granting the port autonomous right? Why are you rushing to do that? So something is not clear here. Something is not right about it. This is shitty, and it is very good that the light is being shed. And I think that one day is not enough for us to exhaust this thing. We have to keep mounting pressure on the Senate. We have to continuously keep the feet of DeLong, Yombly, and people like Sir Joseph to the fire until that evil, that criminal put deed that they're trying to mess up for their personal benefits, until we make sure it is stopped. So the deed is not in the interest of the Liberian people, but rather to put money in DeLong and Yombly in their pocket.
Thank you, Ben. Grace, let's hear you.
Yeah, so one thing I want us to look at from the whole act that was proposed to the national legislatures from 2024, which is called the Liberia Sea and Land and Inland Ports Regulatory Authority. What it stands to tell us, the first thing it did is proposing to dissolve the National Port Authority, which has historically managed all major ports centrally. Yeah. The second thing here is, before they already passed the one, but just telling you what all of these things they passed, why the president sent it back, they have to go back and forth. So I want you to understand a few things here. They said they create autonomous port entity for Liberia, 4 major seaports: Monrovia, Buchanan in Grand Bassa, Greenville, Harper, with each port being allowed to operate, manage, develop infrastructure, and retain revenue independently. This is the part that grabbed me, right? They say establish a new regulatory authority to oversee port operation, traffic safety, and compliance with international maritime standards. Their bill here was introduced. Let me put it a simple way. The person that brought it to the horse, they said that they Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence, she didn't want to introduce it. She introduced it. Hurriedly, they passed the bill. When they passed it in June 2025, they sent it to the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives approved their bill, granting autonomous status to priority ports, including Buchanan. Now, when they sent it to the president, to Boaka, they say he rejected and sent it back to them with few vetoes. He vetoed some part of it. send it back to them for them to look at that part. They say in early 2026, lawmaker in the House of Reps repassed the put legislation in defense of the presidential veto, effectively moving it back to a formal constitutional oversight process. So let me tell you something, right? Liberia playing with herself. LRA been doing all the work, money passing through all the legal Ministry of Finance. You know how the people did, they see Puka's concession to that of the entry, they see put the people what they call APM terminal. That they see proposed thing they sending to Maryland, Sano, and other places. Imagine Bikino herself regulating herself, raising her own revenue, and choosing to give government what she want to give government with the support of the proposed French company. Liberians are already corrupt, even though with all of this system, procurement system for project, everything they already have for us. I get problem with decentralizing and trying to move the country from one stage to another. You already went holiday, you pass the bill. And most of the bill, now we asked that last night I wanted to call on one of the radio stations. Did you consult the public before coming on with such passage holiday? The House of Rep may be our eye, but some of these things should come back to the people. What the people position in these things? What do Liberians stand to benefit from Freeport being the whole no more national port authority, but everybody independently manage their own port. Now you managing your own port. What would be the benefit of life? Already we together, we're not benefiting anything. When we go separate, how do we benefit? And the company you bring in a bill. Will you be the same person to sit and pass the company regulation?
Decide what to give the country.
So it's like I bring a bill, I tell you what I want, then I turn around, I bring somebody local manage it. That is not done anywhere. They should have a board or system put in place to manage the whole autonomous structure. I think the government should, if they want to do this thing, really they want to do it, or it have passed. They want the president veto, they send it by the order pass it. But the citizens should call for a board or well-structured board that everybody will be on. For the same House of Rep, everybody will be represented there to be able to monitor the activities of those institutions that will come and manage your things.
That will bring Sonny, Chris. All of the people that will pull on that board, all
they will still be corrupt.
You know the people there.
It won't change anything. It won't change anything.
I don't know why we are going.
I don't know where the people of Monserrate will not vote him again. So
you're looking for option.
So the money that he'll be getting for there. Maybe 2029, I'm getting reports that you want to go run in, the rural area, right? In some of the counties.
But you need money.
Yeah, the people there not know how corrupt. Maybe some people are going open to the corrupt behavior and you carry on, right? So you try to hop on somewhere that you get money. Every the poor border and the poor border, these are places that will only benefit these people and their generations.
Some of the passages are just not in the interest of the Liberian people.
None of that ever made the interest of the Liberian people.
They're particular.
CMT, how they just brain with it.
They're particular.
Even go low, we saw police vehicles, they come in. They films the whole thing. Look at it. They think that you do that job. We have been hesitant about going back and forth, and everything just from the
I'm telling you.
And this is it about the port business. And if Liberians cannot, let me tell you, the sooner the better. And when these people listen, they can listen. I can tell you,
there's a huge risk to the decentralization process. They're starting a huge risk, a very huge risk. Trust me, Samira.
But people be on be managing their own,
There's a huge risk.
Go there, call their bar, move there.
They see what they're doing.
Thank you. Whatever happens is not a people business. Then you get time. Even the county will still not take the benefit. Both of our Liberians. Let's talk about the county first.
Because even if you want to audit them, the House of Rep calling them, they will go as an institution. They are no more going as a government entity or as a director or appointed by the government. You're going as a company to go, stay even the House of Rep for answer. They already passed this bill. I don't know why when the bill go before the people, even the president for that one, he tried to send it and Vinto and send it back. But the Friday, I know he was advised by the justice minister. Still, they are not listening. They are still not listening.
Because they already have that set committee that are to benefit. That political thing they're going to be doing, I already understand that all money. You think what everybody in the country will be represented or senator Chris?
They've been financed. They've been financed. The money we're talking about, they've already started receiving the black money. They've been financed. They have started receiving the money. Youngly got some of the money. They don't got some of the money. That's why all of those people in the committee, they already started receiving money from the French company.
That's the thing.
I'm telling you.
The people are so wicked. They didn't even care about the country.
I'm telling you.
They didn't even care about the county. Grand Pastor electricity, and we get our branch there. You know where our branch is? Right on the main street. We use generator for money to that.
Yeah.
Electricity is not there.
You there? You
Place I'm talking about. Right.
You get Seaport, you get Aslam Meta, you get PB company.
You get other people in there, but there are just few.
You're not putting your country first.
That's why I said the majority of them will always go into book contracts, ones that will benefit themselves.
But my own kickback, who did it won't kickback?
Every month, at the end of the month, they get setting money to certain places. People at the end of the month, small money they get from some of the places, the agency and stuff. Every month, and they get specific money there for them. They take it and give it to them.
All of those keep the company come back and collect it before they start looking for a way to reach their social corporate responsibility.
Okay, so I think we should hear people on this. Let us hear you guys. Those of you there in Buchanan too, we're also going to announce a specific number so that you'll be able to participate this morning. This is the discussion that is closing our segment. We have a few more minutes to wrap up on Good Morning Liberia. Those of you in the counters, 0773-419-502, 0773-419-502, 0555-184711, 0555-184711. Those of you here in Monrovia, these are the numbers. Orange and Lone Star subscribers, 0773-978-564, 0773-978-564, 0880-907-907, 0880-907-907. If you're there in Buchanan and you're listening to us, you want to place in your calls. Specifically, this is the line for those of you there in Buchanan. 0779-003-835, 0779-003-835. These are the numbers to participate this morning. Okay, if you wanted to make a point, you'll be able to make it. I always say the sooner you talk, the better for Liberians. Okay, your voices will be heard. People listen. There are people who follow and they listen. It's always good that we'll be able to talk about issues, give our recommendations. But one of the things that we'll continue to tell the Liberian people is that those of the people you elect to go and represent you, they are not doing the representation.
They are the problem of Liberia, the House of Representatives.
Sure.
Some of these bill, before you pass some of these act, you should have a consultation with citizens. Have citizen engagement. Go to the counties. Visit all counties involved. Have a one-on-one hot discussion with the people. Propose this idea. Oh, we come in or they put what together before, but we come in take it from together and bring company to manage them, yeah. This is the percentage you will receive when our company can, yeah. How much we stand to benefit? Tell the people these things. But you can't just wake up with so money. You pass bill, hurry, quick, that you have it from somebody, then you want impose it on the people. That's the issue. Why the House of Representatives?
People, what the county will stand to benefit.
I'm telling you,
people that are coming in a place here, you know, in journalism or in mass communication, that particular course is being taught. Where you have palaver meeting with people, they will talk. You be able. It's not just you do the two ways communication. It's not just the top down communication when you take it for up. Anything the people here are in, you care about the people's feelings. However way they feel, you just run it out.
I'm telling you.
Then at the end of the day, when campaign starts, you want to go back and tell the people, say, you're campaigning for me, I will do this for you. So Buchanan not having electricity, you know, whenever I go to Buchanan and I stand, you know, at Voice of Liberia, I can be like, why electricity will not be here? I feel like I see this county. The reason why some of these companies can come to the country is for counties to be able to benefit. There should be huge benefits going to Buchanan. There should be areas that should be fixed. Nobody should complain about road or electricity.
But the Asla Metal road say that going to the area is set down there.
You want
when
to
you tell that road, you will feel bad.
You don't want to see the county. These people only care about themselves. And the representatives, they are not making it easier for Liberians. Not at all.
Not at all.
Liberians, this 2029 is something for you to vote. the people that you think will be you. Let me tell you, right? Let me say this, then we all be able to give our party comment. Grace, that tendency where like great people get what they will say, I will do this for you if I become president. Me, before you can be president, I should see some of your work. You check me talk, check me empty it in the time. Say when Josh we are coming to a campaign 2029, you say, I did this for you, I did that for you, so you may be president. If even you the living out there in your sis, in a community that you living in, some of these people in the community are living in, the people don't even want to see them because the way in which they behave. You can't get empty promises. So the lawmakers will go back. But when the senators will be going to election, it's a very, very much general election. The senator, the representatives, then the presidential election. Everybody will be running to like bring people for voting again. And you should be able to choose wisely. If you see them men have it doing well, then them men, what they call the men there from Richard on the district.
Countryman.
Countryman. If countryman have been doing it, so countryman is not a lawmaker. He did send it good thing for you. When you're many lawmaker,
You want to more?
thank you. The thing is just common logic. Because that's what somebody will say, but when the people enter the seat, you know, when the people sit there, they can change. But at least this person, without being in a position,
You have done
they are
some
doing certain things for you. They are changing lives. Nobody's saying that it is a representative responsibility to go and bring LEC to your doorstep. But that's why they are in the house for, to be able to speak on your behalf. If there are issues that you know concerning the county or the district, they should be able to talk about it. But even the representatives that are even representing their people, all they care about their representatives, their families.
Of course.
That is what they care about. And that's the hard truth. Until we be able to dissolve that whole horse, put new breed there, till the old and corrupt breed for there, because so many people, they are the ones that are pushing corruption to other people. Because simple whatever the people that do, even their committee, people committee, people head of committee, majority is so corrupting and they're doing there,
So
covering people.
even go there will be no use.
But it was really, really a great show. Let's hear you, Ben. We're wrapping up now to call it a day so that we'll be able to give chance to the next presenter here. Let us call it a day. You want to wrap up? There were a number of things that we talked about. You want to just give your final take on all of the things that we talked about, and then we'll be able to go over to Grace.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a very great show, as always, and being in the midst of two phenomenal women is a great one here. And I
It
want to,
has
yeah, it has one, but it has one. So basically, but we'll try our best to survive in this one anyway. So
yeah.
basically, we want to say this: Louis Brown's statement against the U.S. government action in Venezuela was reckless. It was a reckless statement. That statement does not represent the diplomatic relationship, the long-standing diplomatic relationship between Liberia and the U.S. So we condemn Louis Brown and want to say thanks to President Donald Trump for his intervention in Venezuela. Thanks for standing for the people of Venezuela, President Trump, and thanks for taking Maduro to the U.S. Let him answer his charges on drug trafficking and his abuse of power. That was a good one, President Trump. We thank you. We also want to say this to the LDA. Your action was reckless. Do not use the badge. Do not use your uniforms to oppress. You know, too many people have been victim of police brutality, DEA brutality. People have died as a result of that. That recklessness needs to stop. Want to say this to Mandela Cooper. You are the senior political advisor to Boaca. You have to exhibit some level of decency as a woman. It's not good for you. You have your children. I'm sure you don't want your daughters or whoever child you have to be in such a situation. I want to say to Richard Kuhn, you are the third most powerful man in the country until you are removed from that position. So you have to exercise some level of discipline and maturity here. You cannot be a speaker and be very morally bankrupt. That's a very dangerous thing for you. I want to say this to Yumli and Delon and Sir Joseph and all of you. What you're doing now, remember the Liberian people will reward some of you. Sir Joseph, you may think that, okay, you don't have election now, but come on. Your payday will reach. People think 9 years forever. It's not forever. 9 years right here. Other people thought 6 years forever. Now we're in the third year. You know the party. By 2027, people will start crossing over and say, Boga fair, they'll find a new home. 2028, we're getting ready for election. 29, you boot you out of office. So you got to be wise. that port autonomy bill is something wrong. That deal, Delon, the money you and Yombly you've allegedly taken from that French company to sell the people port. You all want to sell Buchanan port. You all want to sell the port in Maryland. You all want to sell the port in Sino. It is wrong. You are not fighting for the Liberian people, but rather you are trying to steal from the people. We condemn it. I want to say this to Liberian people. Do not give up. Do not lose your hope. President Weah will come in 2029 and he will clean the mess the Unity Party people creating. I want to say this to all of the people, Musa Belete, Ellis Cummings, all of you, remain active, continue to play your role you can play in the opposition. And I want to say thanks to our team here at Voice of Liberia, and thanks to our listeners who always tune into the country biggest platform, Voice of Liberia. My name is Ben Believe Tokba, and we, by the special grace of God, will always be here to perform this duty to country.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Grace, let's hear you
Okay.
for a very long time. This is a debut for a very long time, though. But you have been here, Grace. Grace have been here. Oh. Grace and I've been
The woman I saw the woman confess before you came.
But if you try to struggle for a period of time, then, yeah, we can't find it.
No, but she's not living from here now. She's here now for good.
No, it's struggle.
Okay, I want to thank the CEO in person of Honorable Sekou Sharif for giving me the opportunity to be back here on this unique platform, which I was on before. And to the talking point, Honorable Louis Brown, Liberia is now a checkup. Liberia is a country that have thousands of people in here that believe in the United States of America. And I know the United States stand for upholding and protecting life. And most often you see them going to places they're not supposed to go because when they see the need, they have to go and help. On the other hand, we don't encourage any form of veto or anybody that wants to be a dictator. So when you want to send a statement to the president of one of the biggest nations in the world and your ally, quote unquote, we call them our mother, we should be very respectful and calm because they have been there for us and we don't have any issue with them. And trust me, somebody was saying, we're not in a dictator war, whether anybody can say what they want to say. But trust me, can you say what you want to say to America? Can Liberia stand to be an enemy to America? That's a question for all of us. Okay, and that of Madam Medera Kopo. Madam Kopo, I beg you, if you can choose the people to go for, thank you for going for Honorable Richiko. But I hope this time around, when he's no more a speaker, you will stick by him, as you already said, he's your spouse, that you will be there for better, for worse. But on the other hand, Rachel Kuhn, you know that public office you in there, you are accountable to journalists, you are accountable to the citizens, your constituents, the Liberian people. You host one of the major seats in the country. People look up to you. So we expect you to govern and preside with that uniqueness. And you are a Christian, for God's sake. A Christian man usually marry one wife. I have not heard about Christian church that endorses polygamy or bigamy. I beg you, please, if you want to be a Medera couple, that the woman already proposed divorce, dissolve all the other relationship you have, divorce them, and come and marry Medera couple, no problem. But you can't be in the 3, 4, 5 relationship and keeping the speakership when you know it's wrong. And I also want to take this time to call on our House of Representatives that before we pass law, before we endorse it and try to bring in new ideas, the common people out there should be communicate. You should say or communicate to them and let it be in the know that you are doing some certain thing. Don't just wake up on some money. They build the way your party decentralization bill horribly that they were running behind you, erasing too much abra and they put that regulation and the act that govern the port of Liberia, all of the ports around Liberia. I think if you want to change it, there should be a proper communication. You should inform the people. You should tell them the things they stand to benefit, and they should be in the know. And you will not impose any company that will have corruption on Liberia again. Already we have back there almost 66 bye concession that people passed before affecting us today. We now want new one. We want Liberia that will be better. I want to take this time to tell everyone thank you for joining today. Thank you for following Voice of Liberia. As for me, I don't believe in any political party, but I believe in Mama Liberia that if we see good leader, we should honor them, we should respect them, We should continue to embrace those that are doing the best for Liberia. And I want to tell you, thank you, Manny Grace. I hear again. So we'll continue. Samuel, Eden.
Okay, certainly you're here again. Let me say thanks and appreciation to all of those who followed this broadcast. We're here every mornings, bringing you, the happenings, telling you the truth, telling you what you're supposed to hear. And let me say this: at times we use hard words. That doesn't mean that we're doing these things for a specific reason, but it means that we're doing all of these things to see a better Liberia. So when the time reaches when we're supposed to use the hard words, definitely we will do so that we'll be able to fix this country. We should be the one correcting those who are in power so that they'll be able to learn from their mistakes. We should be the one to speak up. That is why the media is here. And to those of you out there who always listen, it is your responsibility to call, to critique people, to tell them what you want to tell them. If you feel that there are certain things that are going wrong, if the government performs well, if the House of Representatives is operating well, we will say it. And if they're not, we will say it. If they do things that are commendable, we will commend them. If they do things that are not commendable, we will not commend them. Because on this platform, we do not mince our words. So all of what you heard here, they were the truth, and these are things that we stand by. These are things that we say and we stand by them. The government is not performing. The House of Representatives, these people, they are the cause of our problems in this country because they continue to go through bogus agreement. Comes 2029, let us be able to start on a new page, right? The new year has started. You have your own sheet in your hands. You can be the one to hold your pen and write on it. Let nobody write on it for you. You should be the one making decision. If the people do things that are right, call and blast at them. They listen. They will hear you Liberians. But if you keep quiet, they will think that what they're doing, it is the right thing. That's the reason why we should not keep quiet. So election year reaches, we will not keep quiet. Even after election year, we will not keep quiet if the right thing is not being done. So that is it. Let me say thanks to Ben, thanks to Grace. It's a very, very much great combination here. And together we're going to make this show a success. Those of you watching and listening, bear in mind that this is a panel discussion. As you said, we have panelists. We're all panelists here. We have Ben there joining us from in the diaspora. Ben in Liberia, and I do in Liberia. I say joining us from the diaspora.
Yeah, we are out. We are out and having some engagement. All of the engagement we are having here, it is in line with our duty to bring president. We are back to power in 2029 to save the Liberian people from the hands of the criminals in charge. So we're out here, but we're engaged. We're engaged on the ground. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So this is a panel discussion where every morning you hear different views. Great view will not be Ben's view. Ben's view will not be my view. We'll go back and forth. By the end of the day, we'll come to one conclusion because we need a better Liberia. Do have yourself a blessed day. We will speak to you tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. My name is Samira. One life. This is how we say a bye-bye.
Liberia, let's do the boss of Liberia. Making sense on the issue for better discussion. Say good sherry coming to